Good evening, Sean. Excellent to see you. How are you tonight?
Mm, yep.
Yep, I
Welcome
feel
back
you there.
here. Hey, Hunter. Good to see you.
Hey,
Looks like we're just waiting on Toby.
how's everyone's last couple of weeks been?
Pretty
It's
good.
been,
Pretty busy.
yeah, pretty busy. A lot of driving.
AFK, one second.
I'll be right back. AFK.
Okay.
Everyone else is gone.
That's annoying.
Your mom's annoying.
I ordered a package, and it said it would be here by 6. It is not here yet.
It's only 5:03.
Your time, 6 my time.
Oh, my bad. Gosh, seeing the chat from the last time we played saying 13 days and 21 hours ago is crazy.
Oh,
Sorry about that. I'm back.
that's right. The last time there's someone we're trying to give Saul, whatchamacallit, like, hide, and then we're on our faction quests. We're trying to observe people for those 10 days as well.
Oh yeah. Mine was the doppelgangers, right? And y'all's was like that one guy in particular
So
for
for
Yes.
10
Force
days.
Gray, uh, it is doppelgangers threaten the balance of power in Waterdeep. Rumor has it a group of them are hiding in the yawning portal. Root them out and rid the city of them if you can. And then for, oh, that's the hard verse. Oh,
What
that's
was the
correct.
one you just said?
That. Oh, wait.
The one you just read was the Emerald Enclave, right? I thought
You're correct.
mine.
That is the Emerald Enclave. The way this page organizes it makes it deceptive. That's the Emerald Enclave. And then this
And
one is Force Gray. A member of Force Gray has been acting strangely lately. His name is Maloon War Dragon, and his happy-go-lucky demeanor has soured. He has been hanging around the Yawning Portal more than usual. Observe him for a 10-day and report back. And as last we left off, he had gone to bed, and you guys can decide what you want to do about that.
That's right. I think we left off on the
Aloysius
it
and
was
his
the
owl
next
up there.
morning because I remember Titus was knocked out by the purple smoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we can go with the next morning if you
Back
guys
and then-
like.
Yeah. So I think it's the next day after that. So we're on day 2.
Right.
Yeah,
of
the
observing.
morning.
And the mysterious stranger has joined you at your table, because I believe Sean is here as well.
Ah, Donovan. You seem to pop up at the unusual times.
We'll give Toby like another 4 minutes, and then we'll start going with this in case, you know, he might be sleeping and I have no way to wake him.
Going? Yeah. Look. Love you. What? Come here. Come here. You can give me a hug. Come over here. Give me a hug. Play, yeah. Come here. All right, go get mommy. Go get mommy. I love you. Do you guys remember what what y'all were trying to figure out from, I think, the bartender or the woman who works here? Do y'all remember what y'all were asking her about?
We, the players,
Yeah.
are like 90% sure she's the doppelganger, but our characters do not know that.
When I was knocked out, I typed in there might be some information at the bookstore because I didn't want to say it out loud as my character since I was knocked out, but I don't remember what it was for. If we like waited in here a day, just like observing everything, could we do that? And if anything interesting happens, pause and at that moment wait for Toby.
Sure. I was basically going to wait till 6:10, which is a moment away. So yeah, that's probably what we're going to end up doing.
Yeah.
All right, folks, is the next morning. People who've smoked pipes who couldn't take it are feeling much better, although the dreams were resplendently purple, because in purple everything is stunning. And it is the next morning, and did you decide to come to the yawning portal right away, or were there other things you wanted to do?
I'm pretty sure we came here right away.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Which Balazar carried me to my bed, and then I woke up and came back here and met with them.
Excellent.
All right. Do we want
You can hear
to?
the
do the Forest Gray one first or the Emerald Enclave one first? Oh, someone's
They
coming
both
down.
take place here, so like
What is?
you two have to like watch this guy approaching the bar, and then I have to find the doppelgangers that are supposedly hanging around here.
So you saw Maloon come down the steps, holding an axe at his side, with his leather strap on his shoulder. His head's down, his feet are plodding, his toes are dragging every once in a while as he walks. It almost looks like he'll trip every once in a while. He wandered over to the bar, said a few words to Durin, and walked back to his table with some sort of plate of mush and a rather large beer. As Titus grows closer, you can clearly see that Maloon is conversing in unintelligible words, mostly muttering with his axe, and then sets it down at his feet in disgust and disappointment.
Wait. Oh, there you are. All right. Al, what do you think?
What are we trying to do with him again?
I'll
Observe
read
him.
He's been
any of
acting
these you wish,
strange.
He's been
but it
acting.
is in your journal. Sorry, Matthew.
Yeah, I think the best course of action for this one is literally just to observe him day by day. So then that we can do whenever, because it doesn't look like there's really any so far that there's been anything that's been like triggering anything for this quest. So maybe we start with the Emerald Enclave one and finish that one first, and then go over the 10 days for him. Thoughts?
Bonnie walks up to Balasar's and Aloysius' table, her eyes downcast, and quietly says, "Can I get you gents anything for breakfast?"
I'll have my usual, Bonnie.
Same.
She nods and nods. She comes over to Jensen and asks the same. "Can I get you anything for breakfast?" Eyes downcast, being very demure and quiet.
Okay.
Is Jensen here?
Oh, I'm an idiot. He is not. Jesus.
He was asleep at the table.
And he does the same to Donovan, who orders as usual, and she busies herself doing such things. She mostly keeps her eyes on the floor as she works.
Okay.
So is everybody depressed around here now?
You've never not observed Malone in the way he has of this time, but Bonnie seems, from your passive perception, more scared than depressed. She seems nervous.
From this point is where I would use my magic awareness.
Other than the things you already know to expect, such as Aloysius's necklace and maybe a magical thing here and there, you can very clearly see that Maloon's axe is powerfully magical. Let me see if I can get a stool off of this. You're unable to settle on a school for his axe. It seems to have been enchanted with multiple different enchantments. muddying the waters for such divination.
I relay that to Aloysius and Belisar.
All right. Aloysius will also cast Detect Magic.
With your intense scrutiny, Titus, upon Maloon's axe, please. Oops, wrong page. Please make either a history or arcana check, your choice. You're reasonably, which one was that? Okay, history. You're reasonably certain that this is the class of magical weapons that are probably named. This is not your run-of-the-mill student piece with a bit of magic thrown into a sword to give slight advantage.
Like
This
one
act-
that's been like passed down from generation.
probably, or at least has a strong history.
And is there other bits of information I could learn on an Arcana roll? Is that why you asked which one I made?
Sort of. I was giving you the choice to pick the one that best suited your mindset, but you can ask other questions and make other rolls.
I don't think my character would. And they're the same bonuses, so
Let's say it's after breakfast time unless you wish to do otherwise. And Aloysius, what do you want to focus your attentions on with your detect magic?
I guess I wanted to see the mixture of schools of magic.
I think that's probably fair. So give me a moment here. For a brief moment, you see a little abjuration. It fades for a moment. It's muddied. Ooh, what the heck is this? Crap, I don't know what school that is because it's not identified.
Two.
you got you rolled in that one on your roll.
A little bit of transmutation. Sorry, I'm having to Google each one of these. Slight amount of conjuration.
Oh, that sucks. Doesn't matter. You can stop reading. He doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, okay, but that was from your detect magic. It lets you see schools, yes?
Right.
Okay, that's what you got. And then it cycles back to abjuration.
Right. So Aloysius looks at Titus and shrugs and says, I don't know what's going on there.
But with your natural intelligence and that arcane skill check, you know that something with multiple schools is not a run-of-the-mill magical item because it's very difficult to take a magical item and make it do multiple things. Such combinations are usually unstable. And when it is successful, it is incredibly rare.
Okay, then let me think for a second. Okay, so even though he doesn't understand what's going on, with his thief brain, he's going to say to Titus, the axe is definitely the reason he's acting weird. To help him, we should steal it.
Ah! You killed me. You absolutely killed me, dude.
All right.
I'm down to try anything. I mean, we spent a while yesterday trying to talk to him. So
What if?
Might
Now
as
that it's
well.
after breakfast time, Maloon slams his fist down on the table turns his head over his shoulder and bellows out more.
What if Titus and I each grab one of his arms, restrain him, and Al, you just grab the axe and run for the hills?
Bonnie walks over with another tankard and puts it down on the table quietly and scurries away. Malone drinks it
He's like
as
that.
quickly as possible.
Like, I mean, there's a room full of people who might have a problem with that. I think what we should do is we all go over there, we sit down, and we just buy him drinks of the hardest liquor they have in stock until he blacks out, and then we offer to take him up to his room.
That might just work.
That will absolutely work.
I'm down.
All right.
He groggily looks at Titus as he walks by, his head swaying, his pupils wide.
Aloysius says, "What's the hardest liquor you've got?"
I've got this cheap liniment whiskey that people make mostly for animal rubdowns, but it's got plenty of alcohol in it. Tastes like crap, though.
AFK real quick.
Perfect. How much for the bottle?
The bottle? 1 gold.
Awesome.
I can't give this stuff away. I just save it for cleaning the bar.
All right, I'm back.
Maloon slams the table again and says more. Bonnie scurries over with another pitcher, picks up the 2, and brings them back. She seems to be continuing to look downcast. She eyes all of you with fear.
Aloysius says to Bonnie, "Hey, next time he wants more, let us take care of it."
She nods vigorously but does not make eye contact.
All right. Aloysius just kind of hovers and waits for him to finish his current drink.
He takes a little bit more time with this one. His head lolls a bit and he looks at you with squinty eyes. What?
Hey, just hanging out, buddy.
His eyes narrow at that and he continues to drink. You see his fingers down by his knee on his left side, absentmindedly playing with the leather thongs around the end of the axe that's balanced next to his chair.
I just patiently wait for him to finish that drink and ask for more.
He finishes the mug, sets it down, and eyes you wearily, his head moving with a little more drunkenness now. He doesn't say anything.
I hold out the bottle and it's like, "You want some of the good stuff?"
There is no good stuff. There is failure and there is death.
He says, "Well, this stuff is super death. Have a drink." And I just pour it into his glass. And then he holds up the bottle and says like a toast to death.
He picks up the glass, raises it to his mouth, and he looks at you and says, "You first."
I grab
take a sip of it.
Yeah.
What's your drinking history of your character and how old is he again?
He's 16. He's probably tried a little bit of everything.
Roll a constitution check.
I'll also take some.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, so the 2 burly fighters, this is the nastiest, vilest straight alcohol you've ever tasted. You'd be willing to use this as a solvent, but little else. You are able to master your disgust of it, swallow down the burning liquid that heats up your throat and stomach. Aloysius, you cough. Part of it comes out of your nose. You begin to sputter and hack, your head going towards the floor, putting your hand out on the table. There's many things in battle you have done that have been difficult, painful, and disgusting. But this is the one that's burned the most, at least insofar as your nose and throat. It takes you a good minute to get over the vileness of such a drink, and in your mind you go, why would someone ever do this? And then you finish coughing, you look up, Malone grins at you, and he begins to drink about half of what's in his glass.
So at the point when it was tough for Aloysius, did he like sway or like show any signs that he might have been starting to fall over or lose his balance?
No, it was merely the
Okay.
strong need to expedite the removal of such vile material from both
Okay.
throat and sinuses.
I was gonna say if he
Yeah,
started
like
to
literally-
After he physically recovers, he's gonna hold up the bottle and say, "Hell yeah!"
Malone raises his glass at that and gives a big grin. Some of it sloshes to the side, and then, almost as if a cloud had passed in front of his eyes, the melancholy seems to return. He scowls, he looks down, and he continues to drink in slow gulps, trying to drain all of it as quickly as possible.
We wait to see what that one glass of it does to him.
It settles in his stomach. How long do you want to wait?
Well, if he has emptied it, I'm just gonna immediately refill it with whatever's left in the bottle.
you can pour me one too if there's any left.
There's a little bit left in the bottle.
I'm
You gave him
not
the
gonna
majority
take
of it.
any so that there's more for him.
I have to check everybody's languages without asking you a question. Give me a moment. Where the heck's languages on the other sheet?
Mine's common,
Bottom
Elvish, and
left corner and D&D Beyond.
I was looking on
Oh.
VTT. It's all in the bottom of yours, but I was trying to figure out what the heck Donovan's languages are, and I can't seem to darn well find it.
Shouldn't
Did
be
we
in
make it where we could
biography.
Thieves
each
here.
other?
Okay, he's got Goblin. Oh crap! Okay, Titus. Okay, I've got everybody, all 5 of you. All right, never mind. So he's definitely lolling a bit. He's definitely looking tired, but it hasn't taken its full effect. What's next? What do you want to do?
Does Titus hear anything?
Not at all, no.
Okay. Thank you.
So the bottle's empty.
Yeah.
I go
then-
buy another one.
And while
What's
he's
the
doing
next
that, I
hard-
then
What's the next most hardcore liquor you've got?
well that's
I've
going
got more
on.
of that crap, but I don't recommend it.
One more bottle, please.
One gold.
I'll nudge Aloysius and tell him that I'll get this bottle.
While they're doing that,
Okay.
I'm dealing cards for Maloon and us to play, and I deal some for Titus and Al as well.
Other than watching you
Ooh.
move with his eyes, he takes no move to interact with the cards.
Do we get to play rolling?
Ugh.
While
Try to-
Aloysius pours the glass, me and Matthew can play a round of this game.
Yeah.
All right, I have, I guess, proficiency in playing cards, so I will
Same.
be using Minor Illusion.
Dang it.
Oh, do we all roll sleight of hand, or
No, I was just doing that for shuffling to see if like I was able to
Oh,
stack the cards, but they like fly out of my hand apparently, and I lose control of them. I'm guessing.
all right. Well, I'll take that as a automatic W and take my shot of this rubbing alcohol. That's for shits and giggles, though.
Balloon is starting to fade and fall asleep. Your card game progresses. He makes no move to interact. His hand slips off of the glass and holds still by his side. He's wobbling on his chair.
I'll ask him if he want. I'll say, do you want my friend to pour us another one, or do you need us to help you to your room?
He seems not to react or act as if he can hear what you were saying. He seems to be on his way out from your experiences. And on that note, his head actually slumps forward, lies on the table and amongst the debris, and he breathes softly, his hands hanging limp at his sides.
I poke him 3 times
Can
softly
I?
in the head to see if he's out of it.
Give me a medical roll, please.
All of us.
No,
I
Matthew.
don't.
poked
I
him
don't
in
want
the
to
head.
wake him up.
Matthew poked him, or Balasar. 10. You've been around drunk people before. You've been around those who have passed out. His head is oddly hot to the touch, more so than you've experienced with someone who just came down for breakfast, had far too many to drink, and passed out.
Sitting on his left side, is his left hand still playing with the leather straps of his axe?
No, it's a good 6 inches from the handle, just hanging loosely by his hip.
All right.
I want to grab. I want to
So-
grab the axe. Like, I'm not gonna like grab it and pick it up, but I'm gonna take the handle and like softly lay it on the ground, like under the table, and then stand up and like motion to Balasar to come help me take him to
Yeah.
his room.
At the,
But
I come,
I'm gonna lay the axe down on the floor.
As your hand reaches around and grasps the handle, it's solid wood with some sort of leather stretched around it. How much do you want this private, and how much do you want this public?
Do it private, and it can be
Okay.
on here or Discord or whatever's easiest for you.
But yeah, I also come around to help hoist him up on our shoulders so we can carry him.
Oh, that's no help. I want to make a voice channel. Is that a voice channel? Trying to make a. Lord. Oh, that's how I messed it up. Excuse me.
Oh. Hello. Oh. Okay. Didn't know that was a thing. So this guy seems to be oh, finally AFK.
My apologies for that. I thought that might be fun for him, and it took me a moment to figure out how to make a channel.
Guys, this axe isn't moving. Feels like I'm trying to move a mountain. But we can we can leave it here and still take him to his room because he doesn't have a hold of it.
Can we carry him holding the axe?
I don't know. He doesn't have a hold of the axe right now. Do you want me to try to?
Aloysius, can you give me a perception check, please?
Do you want me to try to take his hand and grab the axe?
Sorry, everyone. Give me. I'll be another few minutes. Something's going on. I got to deal with.
Not a problem.
You're fine.
Take your time, sir. Gentlemen, if I might ask, do you want me to wait for Matthew to come back? You're hitting interesting territory.
Well, you can tell me what I perceived.
Yeah.
It seems as if, in his absolute passed out state, Malone is saying some things. His lips are moving ever so slightly, mumbling or saying something. But from this distance, you can hear absolutely no words. You can't even tell if he's making sound, but he definitely appears to be.
And I'll lean close.
It's very difficult to hear, and it's in no language you've ever heard, and phenomenally difficult to hear.
Can I lean close?
Like, hey, can you understand what he's saying?
Titus, you lean close. I got to include a deep detail.
And that's what he's saying? Like, that's what he's, like, mumbling in his, like, drunken sleep? Andrew, are you still here? Did you go to the other voice
Sorry,
chat?
I was typing.
Okay.
You should have text.
Yeah, I do. I relay. I say out loud. Aloysius, he's saying that it rejects us, cannot keep it. Failure, loss, heavy, contest, will, failure. Azarej must be ours.
What could we roll to try to guess what that means, or at least that name, Azarej?
History. Aloysius, you actually have heard of this before. It's written in some of the histories of Waterdeep. It's an old axe from the early days of Waterdeep. Quite famous, phenomenally powerful, and is known to have its own sentient will. It judges someone worthy and will serve and protect and help them.
I also I tell Aloysius that like I would have seen him perceiving this guy like talking and being confused, like, oh, I don't really understand that. And I would tell him after I relayed what he was saying, I would tell him that he's speaking in deep speech.
Ooh.
But I look to Aloysius and ask him if he.
And Aloysius says, "How do you know deep speech?"
I come from a small tribe that are very versed in things all around the world, but not very many from heavily populated places. It was passed down to me.
Well, that's typically the language of monsters. That's very peculiar. So I will say, try talking to the axe.
Okay. Andrew, do you want me to say it out loud what I would try to say to the axe, or do you want me to type it to you?
You can say anything out. It's more on you what you want to do with the group for fun. I'm happy to do it either way you desire.
I am so peed off right
I
now.
will.
Oh, what's up, Matthew? You okay?
I've been waiting all day for a package, and they said they would be here from 2 to 6. Well, 6 comes by, they weren't here. I just got a text that said, delivery, blah, blah, blah. They didn't even, they put a sorry we missed you sign on the door. They didn't even bother to knock.
Yeah, big surprise. there.
Damn, that sucks.
I'm about to go off on these people.
I
Do it.
caught one doing that once when I was in the garage. I was literally in the garage watching him walk up, holding a sticker in his hand, put it on my door, turned on, and walked away. I walked out and said, not even going to try. I am actually here. I'm with you, Matthew. I'm with you. And then he goes, oh, sorry, just a minute. Walks back to his truck, gets the box.
Oh, he didn't even have the box in his hand. That's crazy.
He already had the thing filled out and ready to go before he even walked out of the truck.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
I'm with you, Matthew. I'm with you.
Sorry about that.
All right.
That rubbed me the wrong way.
I know.
That's okay.
I know. So
all right,
they're
Matthew.
making headway. I'm trying to figure out what Maloon's going on, but I'll let them fill you in on what they've discovered so far.
Yeah. So,
It's
starting
a
at the
sentient
beginning.
axe.
Yeah, and I heard. Okay. Maroon was the one that was like he was mumbling, and that's who I heard say all them words. Right? It wasn't the axe.
My apologies. Family just got home. I'm being told about the swim meet, so I'm having trouble splitting attention. Say that again if that was me. No, it's okay, my dearest. Say that again, Titus.
Maroon was the one who told me. I heard Maroon say like it rejects us and all that message, right? It wasn't the axe.
Yeah, it was him mumbling those things, barely intelligible, almost a whisper.
Okay,
Hard
that's
to
what.
understand. And just to let you know, he continues to do this, whether you're listening or not. You can see his lips moving. Aloysius, you have been watching the longest because you caught it in the beginning. Please give me another perception roll on that. You don't know what it is. You don't know how to put your finger on it, but something about his mumbling is unnerving you. It is not natural. It is not what you would expect of someone being drunk or dreaming or mumbling in their sleep. Something puts you off. But with that, you can't tell more. One thing you notice is the mumbling and the words never cease, whether he's breathing in or out. The steadiness of his breath just continues as if he's sleeping. But he continues to move his lips and mumble continuously. No pause. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, but it unnerves you.
All right, we definitely need to separate him and the axe. It's in his head.
Yeah. All right, Matthew.
To
catch you up.
We never took him up to the room.
No,
to
catch
not
you
yet.
up.
He's passed out at the table.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as I tried to like lay the axe down beneath the table, the axe like I felt like it judged me and it deemed me unworthy, and I was able to move it like a millimeter or two, and then it felt like I was trying to lay down a mountain, like it wouldn't let me push it down. And then Aloysius noticed he was the guy Maloon. He was like mumbling something, and I was able to hear him say, "It rejects us, cannot keep it, failure, loss, heavy, contest, will, failure, Azarej must be ours." And I heard him say that in deep speech, and then Aloysius, I told Aloysius what I heard him say, and then Aloysius, he was able to like remember what Azaredge was, and I let him take over.
Hmm.
If he's here,
Yeah,
Sorry?
what was that again?
whenever you like thought back to what Azaredge was, what did you learn?
That it was an ancient and powerful axe that has its own mind.
So that's what we're dealing with at this moment.
Well, we could go back and report what we found.
And
Because this was a
you
fact
two,
finding mission.
yeah, you two could try your hand at lifting the axe. Maybe you two would be deemed worthy to lift it.
Yeah, I'm worthy to give it a shot.
You might be worthy.
Alright, what do I
But
need to roll or do for that?
it's just a yes or no. I think he's getting caught up on the swim meet or something. But if neither one of you can lift the axe, then we can definitely go back to your guys's uh, lady and see if she has any information about the axe, or if that's like if she agrees with us that that is what is like making him act so weird, and she may even have a way to help us help him.
Yeah, probably.
Because I definitely don't want to fight this guy if he has like a legendary weapon.
I mean, he's blacked out.
True. He does have access to Mjolnir though. Kind of looks like Thor too.
Well, the mission is just to observe him and report back.
Yeah.
You have good information.
Imagine you're the first 16-year-old to wield Azaredge.
Be right back.
Matthew, do you remember if we ever asked him? I know last session we saw him like talking to the axe. Did we ever ask him like how he got it?
I don't remember.
I don't either know. Sorry.
I don't either.
Are you guys still sitting all at the table? What's happening now?
I think
Balazar's gonna
Balazar.
touch the axe.
Yeah. I was gonna try my hand
For
at
the
it.
Okay. For a brief moment, you feel the tingle of contact with another mind. It's not so much in the way of words, but definitely the meeting of two intelligences on a plane that can communicate. You feel it looks at your life, it looks at who you are. You can feel its intent. It is not evil, it is not good, but it is sentient, and it feels you are not worthy. As you are holding on to the handle, you feel almost as if that handle becomes a fixed point in space. It's not so much that it's heavy, it's just that you won't move it.
Like a rod of unmoving.
Very similar, yes, because you've heard of such things.
All right. Aloysius touches it.
Sadly, similar results.
So we might have
As
already.
you've moved around, Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
You might
Matthew.
have already you might have already brought this up, but did we think of maybe going back to the lady who gave us this assignment and update her and see if she has any insight on what this axe is or if she knows about it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Aloysius said.
I look back in the journal and like it basically is just a fact-finding mission. So we should be able to have something to report to her.
Yeah.
As Aloysius had to stand up and walk all the way around him to get to the axe on his left-hand side, he may have briefly bumped into his chair, jostling Maloon just a little bit. At that, his eyes partially open, and they look around. You hear his voice different, some sort of quality, almost more alive, more human than it has been the entire time you've observed him. He looks at you. In the barest whisper that you can't quite hear, he begins saying something.
I lean in close and say, "What was that?"
He says, please, please, I'm losing the battle. I am almost gone. Please, I can't take it anymore. Please, just kill me. But he sighs and twitches. His eyes snap open and then shut, and he begins to mumble again in the strange language, Aloysius, that you cannot understand.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
In
we should
that,
probably go
he's
talk
also his
to.
teeth, his lips pull back in a grimace, almost a snarl, but he seems muddled. And then his face slackens again, and he begins mumbling, thanks for the drink. It helps. And then he fades back into silence for a moment, and then the strange mumbling comes back.
All right, maybe we should report back really quickly.
Do you guys want to bring him with us to that woman?
That might work.
Try and pick him up and carry him.
I mean,
Yep.
if Titus
See if we
and
can
I both
carry
carry
the
him,
axe by way of him.
like if the axe is attached to him, right? It's like looped on
No,
his belt.
currently it's
No.
laying on the floor, leaned up against his chair, with his hand dangling where it was once holding onto the handle, but is no longer.
Well, if it's an
Welcome,
axe, can we
Donovan.
just tie a rope to it and then tie that rope to him?
I say we leave the axe here and task the bartender of keeping an eye on it.
Let's
And
task Donovan.
Do what?
To just stay here and watch this axe for us.
I don't think it's going anywhere. No one else could take it. But I'll sit. I'll drink.
yeah, we've got about half a bottle left of this pretty expensive alcohol over here if you want to drink.
Sure, I just have to have this lady change her tune. Ugh, I can't stand that music. We play something a little more lively.
I'll leave the leftover bottle on this table for him. And yeah, can I try to pick him up by myself? And if I struggle, Balazar
Yeah.
can help me.
You're quite strong. You're able to put him into a fireman's carry and get him onto your shoulder without much difficulty.
And I
AFK,
I'll tell the
I gotta
other
make a
two
phone call real
guys that
quick.
I'll follow them.
Not a problem,
To there.
Matthew. I missed part
So
of
I've
that,
got-
Titus. Where are you going?
I
I'm
guess we're
following
gonna
Aloysius
carry
and
him.
Ozar.
Are you experimenting with methods to get him to carry the axe for you?
No, we're gonna leave it.
Okay. All right. You get him up on your shoulder, Titus. Where are we going?
I'm following Aloysius to the Gray Hands woman lady.
All right.
To check
You
back
get
in
about
and
Okay. You get about 10 feet from the table. You feel him begin to wriggle on your shoulder, and a bit louder this time he speaks, although strangely again not in time with his breathing. Typo.
Aloysius, this guy's saying, you will not take us from our prize. The master needs it. And as we continue to walk, is he still just like just kind of wriggling up there? Is it still manageable?
It's getting more difficult with every step. You're concerned you're going to drop him if you go much further.
Well, is Balazar going to help carry him?
I did tell Balazar to help me if it looked like I was beginning to struggle. But Balazar isn't
Matthew
here.
No,
He
took
said he went
AFK.
AFK.
All right.
Well,
Aloysius is going to go back to the bartender and say, "Hey, this guy's really sick. We got to get him out of here and get some help."
I agree. He needs attention. I do not know what has happened to him. His demeanor has changed so much in the last week. He's almost not the person I knew.
Well, that's
Uh,
kind of true. But don't worry, we got it. So can we just say Balazar is helping drag him along?
Yes. You get another 10 feet. Roll for initiative. And for this, we are definitely going to want to wait for Matthew.
Sorry about that.
No, not a worry at all, sir. You guys fill him in on the peculiarity and roll for initiative, Matthew.
We're trying to drag him out, and we are encountering difficulty.
Bird before you, yes?
Always.
Okay, I will attempt to always remember that. Donovan, oh, nope, you're in for rolling. All right, never mind. I was going to help with that. Okay. It starts off with Titus. The man on your shoulder is precariously ready to fall to the floor, even with, I'm going to move you over here for support. Balazar, you were trying to help, but even with the two of you, he is going almost insane, more than a drunk person who was just passed out you think would ever be able to do. Titus, you're up.
Are we at fifth level?
Fourth.
We're at fourth level.
If you update your character, Donovan, I can import it at any point.
Well, it's at fifth level.
Oh, it's already at fifth? Good. Then you should be at fourth, and that's good.
So
the
guy that me and Balazar are carrying has like gone completely insane, has like kind of jumped down from our shoulders.
He's not down from the shoulders yet, but he will be in the next 6 seconds.
Okay. And
you are genuinely concerned for his safety and how hard he's going to hit the ground.
Can I try to just like grab onto him and like let myself like let him fall on top of me?
You want to go down prone with him to help protect his fall? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I want to like almost kind of like grapple him, like bear hug him and just like fall back because he's like wiggling too much for me and Balazar to wiggling too much for me and Balazar to be able to handle.
Would it be with advantage because you have two people trying to grab him?
I agree. Good point. Give me one more.
Yes, good point.
Sufficient. You were able to bring him safely down to the ground. You have him in a bear hug. I won't say either one is on top because that's about half and half, but you've got him on his side and you have him well wrapped up. He did not hurt himself on the way down. You can do a bonus action or spend half your action if you're willing to let him go. and stand up. You know what I meant. You could stand up and let go if you wanted to for half your distance.
I
Over here?
and have I heard him say anything like in deep speech during this
Yes, just a moment ago when you were about 10 feet away from the table, he said what I sent to you.
Um. Oh, okay. Um. Okay. Then I'm just gonna end my turn, and I'm gonna try to keep him away from the axe and keep him restrained as much as I can.
All right. Owl, you're up.
I will do a help action on the guy.
Okay. You've distracted him in his drunken stupor. You're up.
So did I just basically see Titus kind of drop him?
No, it's more like you saw Titus wrap his arms around him tightly, fall sideways because he knew he was going to lose him, and attempt to protect him from further harm hitting the ground. It was all quite clear.
Okay. Then I'll just say, okay, I guess we have to drag him.
All right. Titus, give me a intelligence saving throw, please.
Intelligence. Saving throw.
Okay. You two are basically almost face to face at this point. In the strangest twist, his face seems to take on a rictus grin, his teeth pull back, and his eyes go wide. And a very inhuman, rage filled look stares at you. A pain shoots through your mind of indescribable pain. It makes you jerk back. It makes it almost difficult to hold on to him, but you can. 3d6.
More?
Wait a minute, I have to figure out how this works. Your intelligence is 13. Okay.
Did you just answer
All of the
me?
life seems to sag out of Titus. He passes out and his body goes limp. He looks stunned. Donovan, you're up.
I guess you'll have to import him again. He was only at 4th level or at 3rd level.
Yep, I'm ready to import if you've got it set.
So I saw this guy that they were trying to drag off. He attacked him.
From your point of view, I want to say no. He was going to fall. They fell. One was looking at the other. Titus's eyes grew wide, and then he slumped down unconscious.
So I guess from your point of view, you're watching some sloppy drunks try to carry their buddy out and fail.
6 seconds, yeah. So very shortly after Titus hit the ground, he basically passed out from your point of view. Enough to make you raise your eyebrows, but you see no attack.
Would I have made a noise?
You made a throaty grunt of pain and then passed out immediately.
Okay.
I would probably come over to try to help Titus. do I know that we're under attack or anything like that, or just I don't really see any
Nope.
of that?
You don't see anything going on like that.
I'll go over to try to rouse him. He can move my guy. I can't do anything. I'm away from my computer. I can't move.
Not
my
a problem. What do you
character.
want me to move him to? I can handle it.
I guess to Titus to just see what's going on with him.
Okay, you're standing directly over Titus. What would you like to do to him? He's laying on the floor, breathing softly, extremely unconscious, with his arms loosely around Malone, who is glaring at him with superior, supreme malevolence. More than rage and hate than you've ever seen on a human face. It's unnerving. It's inhuman.
Okay. What's his name again? So what's your name?
Malone. Malone is his
Malone.
name.
Knock it off. We're just trying to help you.
He makes absolutely no notice of your presence or words in any way. Do you want to do anything to Titus?
Try to revive him.
What was that?
Try to revive him?
Okay. Give me a medical roll.
If you could do that.
You got it. You got a 9. You can't seem to figure out why he's unconscious. I mean, he definitely took a hit by something. There's the tiniest drop of blood coming out of his ear as if he took some form of psychic damage, but for the most part, he's whole, and that is no way was enough to drop him. It's something else.
That was probably my action.
Yep. Bonus if you need it for anything.
What can I do? Can I do anything exciting on my bonus action?
Not that I can think of.
Yep.
Pass
That'd
then?
that would be the end of my turn, yeah.
Okay.
Don't know.
Balasar, you did assist in making sure Malone went down not too hard, but you are not prone and you are not engaged in any way. You can do anything you want at this point. The two of them are at your feet, so to speak.
All right. Question. If I do a hold action, am I still able to use a bonus action?
I think that that's prudent and makes good sense. I will allow you to do your bonus action on your turn and your hold action held under specific circumstances.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. So I'm going to use a new feature I have called Martial Adept. I'm going to spend 1 Battlemaster's superior. Where is it? What's it called?
Superiority dice.
Yep, superiority die. To wait, can Titus hear or see me?
From your best guess, Titus seems both with eyes closed and phenomenally unconscious.
Oh, okay, he's unconscious, so never mind. So that's not gonna work. Because I was gonna be able to grant him temporary hit points, but he has to be able to either hear or see me.
Do my ears still work?
I'll tell you on your turn.
No.
Sorry, I'm trying to play this. This is a big bloody deal, and you guys are in interesting territory, and I want to play it as straight as possible.
All right.
No clues and your own intelligence to get it.
Uh-oh.
So
First TPK.
with that, then, could I consider myself a friendly creature by pure definition alone?
Yeah.
So in theory, I can hear myself. I could expend my superiority die on myself, by the definition it says, to grant myself temporary hit points.
Without me looking up the text of the thing you're already looking at, does it make any mention of words such as self or not self or others? Does it just say friendly whatever?
It says, grant a friendly creature who can see or hear you temporary hit points.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
okay. How about this group? Give me an opinion because that's real in middle of the road kind of statement.
That's a tough role lawyer.
Because what I always go with is if it doesn't say you can't do it or does say you can or excludes, then that's
What's the feature called?
It is called
Yeah.
Rally for Martial Adept.
rally.
Yeah.
Like you're rallying a friendly creature. I think it wouldn't affect you.
But I am a friendly creature.
You're not a friendly creature. You are yourself.
You are yourself, yeah.
But I am a
Okay,
creature
I
who
got the
is
text.
friendly.
I think it would be real. It's usually very specific.
Friendly would be subjective to
All right.
your alignment.
If you were a
You can-
sociopath, I
It
can
would
see
say
you being.
you can choose your side.
Yeah.
You
Normally, it would
really
say
don't have the option in the world of D&D as acting against yourself unless it's through possession, and then you're definitely not you. Or if we get a little meta here, we could enter into the realm of sociopathy and self-harm. D&D really doesn't seem to get into that. So I like where you're going, I really do, but I kind of want to say no.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it would say you.
And also,
or
here's
a
the other
friendly
half of the
creature.
argument. There are spells that do exactly what you're asking to do that are for yourself. And
Okay.
you could conceivably have. So now you're making a spell do something else that another spell can do when it kind of doesn't say it and that one does. So yeah, I got to say no.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
like
had
the
a-
argument of it's like the argument of like, can I use acid splash to lock pick?
Yeah. All
What-
right.
So I had a
what's
similar
plan
thing
three
that
for
gave
what's
temporary
plan
hit
C,
points
Matthew?
to-
Oh, sorry there, Sean.
All right.
No, I was
Plan
going to
C.
say in the last
So that was
campaign
gonna-
we had. Whatever.
So that was going to be my bonus action if I could do it. So for my primary action, I'm going to hold action, placing my sword. So Maloon is being very hostile towards us right now, correct? From my understanding?
Very, very flaky and difficult for you to ascertain. They fell down, they locked eyes, Titus grunted, and passed out. All within a second of each other.
So
He's
Maloon-
definitely being difficult. You may not know he's being hostile, but he's definitely not letting us help him.
All right. If my character doesn't have any reason to believe that he's being hostile, then I'm going to hold action to use my longsword on him, which I would argue because he's prone, I would have advantage on since it'd be a
Very much so. Yep.
simple stab down.
Yep.
So,
No,
like-
you absolutely have advantage on a prone character at your feet. What's your alignment? Chaotic good.
Chaotic good.
You are going to need some conclusiveness to be willing to stab a dude on the ground who's a drunkard who fell down before you're willing to just poke him with a sword. You need some honest to God aggression and attacking.
It's
Reddit makes some extremely airtight arguments for your no decision.
Thank you.
So-
I appreciate the backup.
So, with my reasoning is if he is being hostile in this situation, then I'd want to protect my party against him. No
I
matter the
wholeheartedly
cost.
agree. You have not seen anything that would
Yeah.
be able to completely convince you of hostility.
Yeah, we've just seen 2 people fall over.
But if he's holding his action until his next turn, he would, depending on how mine and Maroon's actions go, he may see me still on the floor and then Maroon stand up, which he would then be able to ascertain, like, hey, what's wrong, Titus?
Titus hit his head on the way down and protected Maroon from getting unconscious.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what my hold action is to, like, okay, hold action in case he does, Maloon starts doing anything hostile.
I'm with you. Okay.
At the slightest inkling that
If he
it's, like-
stands up, yeah, if he stands up and then becomes hostile,
yeah,
is
like,
what you're saying.
If he's,
Yeah.
well, anything. If he, like, starts grinning, maniacally laughing, something like
That's
that. where
not
it's prone-
particularly hostile
Yeah.
from your point of view.
We
He needs-
got this guy blackout drunk on some sketchy alcohol.
Okay. But like,
So
You are good alignment, even if it is chaotic.
if he does, unless he takes a swing at us, we don't know he's hostile.
right.
Yes.
That's
So
what
quit
I'm
metagaming.
All right, but that's pretty much all I'm gonna be
Oh,
doing.
I got you. I'm with you. Okay, Titus. Not the merest inkling, grain of sand thought passes through your mind. No sound, no smell, no nothing. You are floating on a cloud of nowhere. You're not even dreaming. That's your turn. I apologize.
It's okay
Owl, you're up.
for this time.
Al's just watching. Pass.
All right. Aloysius.
I guess I don't see anything suspicious.
Okay. Maloon slowly and somewhat shakily rises to his feet. He mutters something in a language that no one seems to understand. It's barely intelligible, but it does come out with force. He then takes a few steps forward.
You did tell me that if my ears would work or not.
Nope, not the singlest inkling of thought has passed your brain. You're not even dreaming.
Okay.
He goes back and stumbles as he passes by Aloysius, and his hand shoots out to hold onto the table as he stumbles. His eyes go wide, almost as if seeing for the very first time. He sees you, Aloysius. He says, "Please, stop me, kill me." And then his eyes hood again, malice and rage behind them. And he leans down, reaching for the axe.
So if
Donovan.
he's reaching for his axe, do I find that hostile?
It's his axe. It's where he was sitting. You guys tried to take it away from him. You tried to take him away from it.
Right.
Did
I
he
forgot it was on the
whisper
floor.
that?
I forgot it was on the floor, not on his person. So continue.
Right.
Did he whisper it to Aloysius, or would have Balazar heard him?
You all would have heard it at that distance, especially the first time he spoke. It was very difficult and unintelligible, and in a language you did not comprehend. The second time he spoke, it sounded like a normal human voice full of fear and pain. Donovan, you're up. He just passed between Aloysius and you to go back to the table. He also seems very unsteady, holding on to the table.
I haven't had my opportunity of grabbing that axe, have I?
Yes, you did. I thought you did. Now I can't quite remember, but I thought you did.
He didn't know. The other four did.
I am going
the other
to
three.
try to restrain him.
Okay. Give me a strength check for a grapple.
Is there a grapple, right? Is there another way that I can do this?
Just do a strength check.
Do one for me, thank you.
Of course. I am happy to.
Let's go, Donovan.
Well, unless he gets a natural one. And I rolled that as the wrong thing. I do apologize. That shouldn't have been invisible to you. But you rolled a natural one. He got a 17. He easily brushes past your attempt. You must have been off balance.
All right.
Bonus or other movement, Donovan?
My bonus action will be
Will be, okay. Matthew, Balasar. I had the wrong person selected. I'm so sorry about that.
5,
He said
10,
kill him, right?
15,
He said kill me.
20.
He did say that to Aloysius, and
He
you
said,
definitely
"Stop
heard
me."
it.
5, 10,
Yeah.
15,
This is the only way I know.
20.
Do I get my bonus action attack?
So
Oh,
I
you attacked? What are you
Hold on,
bonus?
Matthew.
okay.
What's your alignment, Donovan? Oh, chaotic good. You're gonna need a darn good reason to attack a drunkard in a bar who just said "kill me."
Who just said kill me? Because he's going to kill us. He just took out our friend.
Not from your point of
Okay.
view.
Okay.
Your
All
point of
right.
view, you were 30 feet away. Titus fell to the floor with a drunk and passed out. And he was drinking that same crap too.
I will use. No, I just think of it.
I gotta make you be fair with this one, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't attack him, but we have to neutralize him.
So what were you gonna do other than attack with your bonus action? I'll let you still have that if you have something non-offensive or some sort of check you want to do.
I'm going
Yeah, do rogues have like a bonus action push or something like that?
No, but I can disengage. At least he won't be hitting me. Bonus action disengage.
Okay. You can walk away from him free action if you so choose.
Can I get in between him and the axe here?
Where is he? Balasar is currently standing basically on top of the area where the axe is next to the chair.
Yeah, and you had already said that he was like leaning down to grab the axe, so
Yes.
it's kind of like in between them.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to give myself a lot of space.
Okay.
Like 30 feet, disengage, move 30 feet.
Okay.
Whatever direction would be the best. Who's going to back us up around here? How about that table where Volvo is?
Those people are stunned by the current round. They probably are going to react in the next round. They're just standing there with wine dribbling out of their cups that they're holding sideways and giant mouths open in shock about what in the world you crazy people are doing. All right, Matthew, what's up?
All right. So once again, I don't have any reason to believe he's hostile or dangerous. So I'm just going to kind of like, but I see he's going back for his axe, correct?
Yes. His
So-
hand is reaching down for it, although very slowly and drunkenly, because his right hand is currently on the table steadying himself. He seems quite unsteady on his feet.
Am I able to like kick the axe out of the way? Or would
You
that be
can
an
try.
action?
I'll give it to you without being in action because you're running over there and you're just swinging out your foot.
Okay, what about instead of kicking, since that would be touching it, what if I used my sword to like throw it over, like flip it over so it's like further away from him?
You can certainly try that. Is that what you're doing?
Let's go. Let's try that.
Okay, you strike the axe in the handle. A huge ringing sound. The reverberation that passes up through your sword is worse than the most tennis elbow you've ever had in your life. The axe does not move.
Oh,
Is that noise loud enough to wake me up?
Nope, you have not the merest of thought passing through your mind.
I figured.
okay. Ah. All right. Does dropping my weapon out of my hand count as an action?
No, it most certainly does not.
Okay. Then as my action,
Picking it back
I
up, Will.
No, it won't. Not for me. So I'm going to drop my sword, and then I'm going to start attempting to grapple Malone.
Okay, you give me a strength check.
All right. Saving throw or ability check?
Ability check. I did screw that up last time.
If you make a bad roll, don't forget to check it to see if you have
You
inspiration.
feel confident that you are holding on to him well, and he is immobilized.
Hey, there we go. All right. So I'm gonna let's see my bonus. Actually, can I still do that from here? I don't think I can. Oh. 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 I just got a brilliant idea. Okay.
Does Maloon react in any way to being grappled yet, or does it wait till like his turn?
I'm going to put that on his turn for the fun of it.
Okay.
All right. With that, that is going to conclude my turn.
That is the beginning of the next round. At that, Floon and Rainier Nevermember both stand up and cheer and go, yeah, kick his ass, bar fight. Jallister Silvermane takes several steps back, holding his drink, and Valoon takes several steps back, holding his drink. Titus, not the merest of thought enters your mind, not a dream, not a nothing. Owl, you're up.
Aloysius is going to take a step back. And
No action from Maloon for opportunity attack.
And he's going to yell to everybody in the room. Well, okay. Will you accept that I have enough information to suspect that this guy is possessed by something? From his
I'm not going to
comments.
say nothing. You make your own decision.
All right. He's going to yell across the room, "This man's possessed. Call a cleric."
We have a cleric.
Jensen!
Maloon. Oh, I got to move that. Maloon, who looks at... I got to move that. That's better. Who looks at Balasar, is currently grappling with him. Please, Matthew, give me a an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Intelligence, you said?
Please.
Okay. 1 second. I actually might have something that I can do for that. Let's see if I
Fair enough.
All right. Okay. So I don't know about pure intelligence, but I have a part of my martial adept is my other feature called tactical assessment. When you make an intelligence, investigation, intelligence history, or wisdom insight check, you can expend one superiority die.
That was none of these. This was an intelligence saving throw against magic.
Okay.
At that, pain lances through your mind in some sort of psychic attack.
The heck?
Look at your stats. Equals. Okay. Sorry.
Sorry, what?
At that, the light seems to leave your eyes, and you go down like a sack of potatoes. Where the heck is it? Dang gummit. Aloysius, Donovan, and Jensen, but he's not in on this, clearly saw what just occurred. The two of them locked, fought, and attempted to hold on, Balasar obviously gaining the upper hand. Rage filled Maloon's eyes, and when he looked at him, you could see Balasar's head snap back in pain, and then he'd fall to the ground unconscious. Donovan, you're up. That you saw.
Do we think we're under attack now?
Yes. Definitely. That was unmistakably some form of mental attack.
Did Volo's table see that and think that, hey, this isn't just a normal bar fight?
Yeah, and they step back because they don't know what to do about it.
I mean, Aloysius just yelled to them, "Get it, cleric. This guy is possessed."
And now we have 2 unconscious teammates.
You're 2 big guys.
Yeah. And this guy's got, what, 120 some odd? He's like 10th level, something like that.
Stop metagaming.
Yeah, you're not supposed to know that.
You don't know any of that.
Know what?
Nothing.
Okay.
What do I have here?
What was that?
Yeah.
I had to fix something.
Balloon took a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was all
We
me.
didn't.
That was me. That was me grappling him to the ground.
No, that wasn't. There's nothing. Keep going. Donovan, you're up if you're with us. And that was clearly a very damaging attack that Balasar just took.
We're not gonna win this thing. I'll just shout, "We've had enough.
Okay.
You've had enough. Back down."
Matthew? Oh, sorry.
I'll go to try to revive. I can't. Are they unconscious or dead?
Well, Titus is breathing. If you want to give me a medical check, I can tell you more.
Sure.
You got a 15. Titus is breathing easily. He does not seem particularly that damaged. The attack from earlier didn't seem to have been that bad, but he is very, very unconscious and seems to be unable to be roused with your simple medical application.
I'm back
Anything
in
else?
my purple dream from last night.
Nope, no purple dream from last night. Not the merest thought of anything enters your mind.
Oh no.
Anything else, Donovan?
So I can't apply medical assistance or anything.
Well, I mean, you
I
did a
cannot-
medical check and you can't figure out why he's unconscious.
Yeah, I'll throw some water on him.
All
There's
right.
got to be a glass.
It doesn't
of water
rouse him
there.
at all. Anything else?
I would just tell Moon Man that Malone, we give up. We give up.
Okay. Balasar, not the merest of thought of any kind enters your mind. Not even a dream. Titus, the same. Owl, you're up.
Yeah.
All right. I go over to Donovan and said, "We need to get to the Gray Hands people like right now and tell them what's going on. Hurry up."
Let's go.
And
Okay.
I'm basically going to try to disengage from combat.
Okay. Maloon. He takes one step forward. Something's wrong, though. He's beginning to bleed from, you can't tell where. Is it coming from his head? He's not wounded. No one's hit him. Takes another step forward. It seems to be getting worse as he walks towards you. He falls to his knees as he's continuing to try and chase after you. He takes one more step forward, his head lolling, until his hands almost seem to, of their own volition, pull out, slamming his forehead into the ground. You don't know what's going on. Donovan, you're up.
Did he pick the axe up at the beginning of that turn?
No, he was grappled with Balasar. He never completed his action. He is now turned around and is heading towards the two of you who are still moving.
Okay.
I will. Is he within reach of me? Is that
Very
it?
much so. He's prone on the ground within 5 feet.
I will cunning action disengage and action dash to
Okay.
the gray. Where's the gray? I must know where these people are. The gray,
It's
whatever.
out the door and down the street a long way away. It'll take you about maybe 40 minutes to walk there.
Well, I can get 60 feet quick here.
Okay.
I don't know that we have any other choices here.
Is that door to the outside?
Yes, that is the main door to the outside that you've used several times. All right. Are you running, Donovan? Do you need me to do it?
Yeah. I disengaged bonus action and then dashed with my action.
60. Okay, you got 60 feet away. You're halfway down the alley. Matthew, not a thought.
Sorry.
Titus, not a thought. Owl, your turn.
Gosh.
Yeah, I was going to take off.
And it looks like Maloon is bleeding profusely from his head. He seems to have smashed it into the ground with incredible force.
I'm just going to dash out the door also.
Okay.
All right. That's 55.
With no one left to witness this, except for the folks at the table, I'm not going to describe it for the people who are still alive and walked out the door.
Yeah, I was about to tell you not to.
I'll leave it to Titus and Matthew to observe. But things happen,
When
lines
we wake up.
appear, blood splatters, and something steps out.
Well, we're still asleep, right? Or
Yeah,
we're
very
just
much so.
Yeah, so we don't even see this.
Yeah.
Aloysius and Donovan, as you run down the street, you hear scrabbling feet, tiny little feet with claws, come out the doorway and begin to move after you.
Oh, it's one of those.
Donovan, your turn.
I guess I got 6 seconds to say something. Where is Aloysius?
He's right behind you, or in front of you, depending on which way you want to say it.
Run or fight? I guess he doesn't get a chance to to say anything.
Not yet, but you can do whatever you want.
Dash again. We're going to the gray hands. Is that right? Or whatever gray is, force gray.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, if there's a creature in front of us,
Well, it's kind of behind you. You're running away. It's chasing you.
We could attack it. Okay. So yeah. So want to attack it. I will use my psychic daggers to make an attack.
Okay, you're going to run up to it. It's 5, 10, 15, 20 feet away.
I could throw it to.
Oh, you're going to throw it. Okay.
I could throw it to 60 feet, I guess. Jesus, where's this character? Action, psychic blade, 60-foot range.
Okay, you want me to do that for you?
Yes, please.
How do you get this to fire off?
Guess you have to highlight him.
It's highlighted, but it didn't. Oh, that's the damage. How do I do a hit? What's the hit on
Uh,
this? Were you manually
plus
doing a 20?
it's do a 20 plus 6.
That's a hit, and that does 9 damage.
It's 1d6 plus 4. Yeah, whatever.
Yep, I got that part. That one rolled fine. I should
Okay.
have rolled it as you, but I rolled it as him, but whatever. Anything else?
We still need to get back to. Does it look like it took damage? Yeah.
Yes, it definitely looked like it took damage. It hit it hard. It skittered for a moment. Let me describe, since you're, I don't know if you're looking at the map, Donovan, but let me describe what's chasing you. It literally looks like a brain that has been excised from someone's skull, except it has 4 cute little 3-toed feet sticking out of it. It stands about 10 inches high.
It's adorable. I want it.
In a disgusting sort of way.
So then I'll guess I'll bonus attack it with the other. I only get a +2 with no. Bonus attack. Bonus action attack. Oh, I do get a +6 with that.
Your bonus, I think, is only your cunning action and your psychic power recovery, right?
No, I can make a second attack. Bonus attack. I could throw my psychic blade. It only does 1d4 plus 4 damage, though. It's like an offhand attack.
Okay.
Hopefully, it doesn't have that many hit points. Hopefully, it was just Malone who had all the hit points.
That is you rolled a 6. 6, 6, 12. No, that actually is a hit. And the damage, what did you say the damage was this time?
1d4 plus 4.
Okay, so that's another 6.
And it's psychic damage. I don't know if that.
All right. It is hit, it is hurt, and that is the end of your turn, unless you plan on moving.
I will try to get another 30 feet away.
That will put you off the map and around the corner. So we'll just say you're off the map and around the corner. Balasard, it's your turn. Not the merest breath of thought enters your mind. Same thing, Titus. Owl, you're up. And you're right behind it.
Help action.
Okay. Aloysius, you're up.
What are we doing?
All right. Intelligence saving throw against the thing that's a brain.
Wanted to do something else first.
Okay, feel free.
Actually, no, I can't. Never mind. Do that.
All right. It failed, amazingly enough. Give me damage. It's all brain, and then you did an intelligence roll again. 16? Jesus. And it is very much dead. Sorry, checking something. Okay. And with that, combat is suspended.
You did it. Aloysius.
Donovan comes back, seeing that Aloysius seems to be not concerned anymore. I will walk Donovan back into the building. Aloysius steps carefully over the walking brain.
I can't loot this body.
Yeah, give me a second here. There you go. He has a few meager possessions, including some money in a purse and some very nice plate armor. His axe still rests on the ground, pointing up near Balasar, who is lying on the ground, unconscious.
Are we asleep unconscious or like something else?
I walk up to each of them.
I'd say something else.
I nudge them with my foot, hey guys, get up.
No reaction whatsoever.
What could I roll to attempt to assess their state?
Medical or Arcana for each answer. Arcana. You spend some time communing with them, trying to understand. This is not a battle wound. This is not unconsciousness. This is not fatigue. This is something magical. Something is. So it requires more study. Now that you know what to focus on, try one more time.
With advantage, or
If anyone helps you,
all right, no one can help.
you're really not sure, but this is magical and this is bad.
Do you have inspiration?
Okay. Yeah, but you don't spend an inspiration point. That's just wrong.
All right, that was a pretty good laugh from me. Thank you.
Aloysius is going to run to Donovan. It's like, we need to run to the Gray Hands, like, right now. Like, fast as we can. And then he yells back to the group, do not touch the axe. And he points to, like, I guess, Maloon's exploded head.
Now that both Donovan and Aloysius are in, they can see that the top half of his head has been neatly separated from, or the top half of his skull has been neatly separated from the rest of the skull, opening it up, and there is nothing inside.
All right, so I am telling Donovan, let's run to my contact and report on what's happened.
At all due speed, you run off to the Black Tower. You get there in record time, panting and wheezing, but you do it in about 20 minutes. You're let in as you are a known face. You run up the stairs, you open the door, and Varja is there working on some paperwork.
He's like out of breath. He's like, Maloon, intellect devour, evil axe.
Excuse me, what?
The guy you wanted us to check on, this axe. And I say the name of the axe that was told to me. And I say,
Ozarage? No,
Yeah.
that axe is not evil. It's over 300 years old, and it is true neutral. I know this for a fact. I've examined it. I've done much divination on it. It's quite amazing.
okay, well, then by coincidence, he had an intellect devourer in his brain. And he's dead now.
She hand shoots out, knocks over the pot of ink she's working with, and stands up and says, "What? A devourer? What?"
Yeah, and we saw one of those in the sewers.
Quickly, show me. And she proceeds to follow you.
All right, I guess we hustle back to the bar.
And after a mad dash, she follows you in. She sees the devourer outside, examines it closely, casts several diagnostic spells over it, muttering to herself, shaking her head. She then walks in with you and sees what's left of Maloon's. She doesn't react overtly, but you can see her eyes well up a bit. She leans down, touches him gently, and begins to cast a spell and then pray, and says, "Oh, Maloon, why didn't you come to us? What happened? When did this happen? How did this happen?" And she looks at you, Aloysius, and says, "What led you to think that the axe had anything to do with it? That is a legendary item. It is purely neutral. It is true neutral. It serves whoever is worthy, and it brings..."
Well, here's the axe over here. It's on the ground.
She looks at it, reaches out, and just gently touches the axe handle with the tip of her finger, closes her eyes, and thinks for a while. Then she startles and jumps back as the axe flings itself over to the wall in a bright light, and then, almost as if mounted to the wall, hangs there as an ornament, perchance. She goes, "Well, that's a twist upon that. We'll have to consider that later. But meanwhile, What happened? How did Maloon come to be such a way? What did you observe? What led to this?
Oh, well, we were trying to, find out why he was, in a funk. And we saw that the axe was really magical. And
Of course it's magical. It's ancient.
well, he started mumbling in deep speech. My buddy over there,
Our eyes go wide at that.
and he points to Titus, who's blacked out on the floor. He's like, he can understand deep speech, and he told us the name of the axe, and Maloon was saying stuff like he wanted us to kill him to make it stop, that he was losing the battle.
She seems very, very concerned about this, but doesn't interrupt.
And then we were gonna carry him to you, but then Titus over there just falls over, and then Maloon wandered back to the table, and then my other buddy over there, he tried to grab him, and then he just fell over.
She shakes her head at that, kneels down next to Titus, and puts her hand on his forehead. Matthew and Titus, if you want to have some fun, please look at your character stats, specifically your intelligence.
Oh God, are they feeble-minded?
Is it actually fun, or is it?
You can look now if you want and tell the group, just in case you didn't
Oh,
notice earlier.
That is funny.
My guess was feeble-minded.
No, surpassing feeble-minded.
Oh,
Can I say it, or do you not want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
-5 intelligence.
oh,
No,
damn.
that's your save throw.
Oh, 0 intelligence.
There you go.
I thought that's what.
Doesn't that mean we
did.
die?
Well, yeah, kind of is. So help me out, Titus. What is your natural intelligence? 13, I believe. Or 11.
That sounds right.
I get it mixed up. Please check D&D Beyond, or I'll re-import. And Matthew, do the same for me. I'll be there in a moment.
11 intelligence.
Is that
So-
why we couldn't wake up from it?
Because you had no brains. You had no mind. None. Zero. Zilch.
You got lobotomized by an intellect devourer.
Yeah, mine's 13 intelligence.
After laying on hands with you for a while, you begin to start to breathe. You open your eyes. You have no memory of what's occurred between falling down with Maloon and now. She
What
walks
happened?
over to Balasar. You said 11, Balasar?
Yes.
Aloysius, what happened?
Remember that little brain critter that we fought in the sewers?
Oh, what's going on? What happened? Hold on. Whoa. That's a freaky state of mind. What just? Oh. Ow.
You two were literally not there for a while. You had no mind.
Yeah, I said. What's her name again?
This is Varja. She's the leader
Madam
of the
Varja.
Black
Then I
Grace Force Gray.
And then I stand up, and then I start walking over. What was going on? Is that Malone? What happened to his head?
It was.
Could someone please fill me in?
Varja just seems to be praying over Maloon's body and shaking her head.
Al, care to update me?
He had a brain parasite. It was like that creature that we fought in the sewer.
We would tell you, but
Nice
it's
player.
secret though.
So basically, we were brain dead. That makes a lot of sense. Wait, where's his axe?
Aloysius points to the wall.
While Balazar is struck by this, I am going to go to Aloysius and ask him if we can talk on the other side of the bar.
Madam,
Yeah, sure.
Madam V.
She stands up from kneeling and looks at you and nods.
Did the axe have anything to do with this?
The axe is an old and noble weapon. It serves those that are worthy. It has served many of my fellow bringers of justice for many generations. I have never seen anything like this have to do with the axe. What exactly did you hear? What did it say? What did Maloon say? You said dark speech?
Yes, Titus is the one who knows dark speech, unfortunately. So I wasn't able to get the full gist of it.
Deep speech. She looks suspicious at that. That does not bode well.
Aloysius, I noticed that you were taken aback by my understanding of deep speech. So I'm going to clear the air and let you know that I come from a small tribe in the wilderness, and my my tribe was taken out by the Xanthar Guild, and it took me a couple years to leave home. But once I finally did, all I had was the one of the people who attacked my tribe while I was out hunting left a necklace with their symbol on it, and after that I spent a couple years researching and just learning every information that I could on it. And my tribe was actually a tribe that was meant to hunt beholders. We got wiped out long before I was born, and there was only a couple of us left. And it was just enough people to populate us back up to double-digit numbers whenever I was born, and that's how I know deep speech. And my tribe's affliction with beholders and everything surrounding them, just like the people who worship Xanthar that's the reason that I know deep speech. So I don't want there to be any reason for you to not trust me. I just wanted to be open and transparent with you.
Well, thanks for telling me that. Like, wow, hunting beholders.
How do you think I
I
got
don't
this
suppose
strong?
you remember, like, beholder hunting techniques.
Only to be as strong as you can and to strike true.
Like, okay, I mean, that's probably not going to be good enough.
Maybe not for you.
But we'll definitely do that.
Maybe not for you. And I squeezes. I like wrap my entire hand around his arm and kind of squeeze a little, just kind of like what a older guy would do to like a younger friend.
While they're having that conversation, I was wanting to ask.
Yeah,
Madam
that's
V,
it. So we can mosey on over here.
Madam V, how long Maloon had this axe, how he became worthy enough to wield it, and pretty much trying to get any other kind of backstory on it that I can.
I believe he gained it in his 33rd year after about a year-long quest. It had much peril, and he earned it honestly, and it served him well for almost 20 years. I don't understand or even believe that something like this could actually have led to any harm to him.
Why did it react like that?
I have a surmise. If he was converted, possessed by a beholder, you there, strong, strapping warrior, what did you say he said in deep speech about it?
If you want to know the exact words, he said, and In character, there would be no pause. I scrolled up too far. He said, we were like, we were watching him on the first day. He was acting strange, and so we kind of followed him to his room and tried to listen in, and nothing was happening. So the second day, we interacted with him again to try to ascertain more information. And he said, we got him drunk, to be plain and simple. And whenever he was in a drunken stupor, he said, it rejects us, cannot keep it, failure, loss, heavy, contest, will, failure, Azarej must be ours. And he said that in deep speech as he was mumbling.
Beholders can only speak in deep speech. It is the only language they can say, unless they are in full command of the person they are inside, and then they can act as that person. Azarej is conscious. It chooses that which it'll serve. It is almost an act of will. It is a contest between you and the sword, and if you are worthy, you are worthy. It almost sounds as if Maloon was losing that battle. That Maloon himself, as he is being subsumed by the evilness within him, was becoming something else that was not worthy. And the devourer, as it were, was attempting to return this to his master, but it could not. The more in control it became, the less control of the axe it has. And as you can see, pointing over her shoulder, the axe has now fully rejected Maloon and is waiting for its next suitor.
So it wasn't so much as like a beholder or an intellect devourer was able to force the axe to deem its host worthy. It was more so that it was tainting the host so much that the axe rejected it.
Quite possible.
And then I don't know if you could give us any information on this, but as we were trying to get him to you, we were going to deliver him to you. As he began to get further away from the axe, he started saying, "You will not take us from our price. The master needs it."
The master of an intelligent devourer is no small thing. Be wary.
So you think that whoever the mind flayer that infected this person was able to infect him with the goal of getting the axe?
As he converted him into an intelligent devourer, the devourer would share all the goals of the mind flayer, and if this axe could bring power, they would seek it.
Do you think that... Go ahead.
This is most disturbing. I must think on this. However, you have served well. Aloysius, Titus, or excuse me, Balasar, thank you. Thank you for your service to the Grey Hand. You will not be forgotten. You are elevated in our eyes. I must clean the way between us, please. Here. This will prove of use at some point, I hope. However, I will be taking Maloon back with us. This is most disturbing. I will, of course, have work for you again at some point. Come back when you are more skilled. This is just terrible. Thank you.
Wait,
And with
before
that,
Excuse me.
of course, please.
If you would be so kind, do you have any um do you have any information on possibly how we could find a doppelganger? Like, is there any knowledge within you to help us like ascertain if a person is a doppelganger or not? Or do you have any leads for us possibly?
I have heard of no doppelgangers specifically. I know they exist. I know some hide in this city because, well, everyone hides in this city. I can tell you this: doppelgangers are perfection. They Their ability to mimic, to copy, to assume the shape, manner, smell, sound of whatever they wish is perfection in of itself. You will most likely not be able to detect them through subtle means. The only two ways I could think of would be the easy, obvious one. Remove their head, see if they revert to their natural form. Be warned, if you're wrong, well, I shudder to think of what it would be for someone of your character to remove the head of an innocent person.
Of an
The other
innocent.
one I could think of, honestly, is to ask them and convince them to tell you and say why. Most of the rumors I've heard of doppelgangers is they are neutral in almost all things. They have no interest in helping or hindering anything around them, and due to their shape changing nature, they are never trusted. Because how could you ever believe someone not to lie whose very appearance is a lie? So they are usually rejected by society. So they take on an unassuming form and they hide in plain sight and sometimes just try to live. But they, of course, do run the gambit. Some are good, some are less so. Some are in the middle. At that, unless you need anything else, I would like to take my leave.
One thing.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a gnomish shopkeep, loves purple, and there is.
Oh, Zablob, what is he doing now? He better stay inside that shop of his. Smelling that smoke even hours after he's walked down the street gives me a headache.
Yeah, like, are you disturbed by that huge, like, visage of a beholder in his shop? Like, that's. Like, I'm starting to become a little suspicious of this guy.
I mean, it
felt
is
it.
silly.
I felt it looking at me multiple times now.
I can assure you, fine fighter, it's just cloth. It's full of sawdust, wire, and sewn cloth with dyed fabric. It's ostentatious, I will admit, but the previous shop owner thought it drew in a crowd, and the new shop owner who took his name continues the silly tradition.
Well, there's
Have
some
you-
magic on it. I ran a detect magic spell nearby.
Yeah,
The
we
blob
both
will
did.
put
it is true.
the simplest of spells upon items so that they will glow faintly with magic in the hopes that someone will think they're special. For the most part,
The school of magic was no ordinary magic. Have
he
you
is a
ran?
con man. He sells nothing of use.
Have you
He
ran any other investigation since he took over?
very little. He seems to be just a con man and a small time operator. I have an entire city to work on and protect. I can't pursue every lead. Sorry.
Before you leave, Madam V, I'd like to have a word with you in private, if possible.
Of course, of course.
While he's doing that, I tell
Bird's
Aloysius,
just going to kind of fly
maybe-
over, and I'm going to zone out and listen through the bird.
well, before he
And-
does that, I'm going to speak to Aloysius and say, maybe we can rest for tonight and might be able to go to the bookstore to see if there's any scrolls or tomes or books about doppelgangers and come back here tomorrow and maybe if it pleases you and Balazar, we might be able to follow Bonnie home tonight and hit the bookstore tomorrow morning.
All right.
Go ahead, Balazar.
In case you didn't remember, Durin did say that Bonnie stays here. She uses one of the rooms upstairs on the 3rd floor.
All right, we'll follow her to her room upstairs.
I'm trying to. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to remember what I was about to say. Oh.
We'll take a second if you need to.
9 gold remaining in the pile in case you wanted it. Varja didn't seem to be interested in your pockets.
Yeah, I just clicked on it and said it was 3 left. I took the 3.
Yeah, it only said there was 3 for me.
It might be splitting it between you.
Oh well. I can't remember
Balazar, what are you
say.
doing here?
I forgot what I
I'm
was going to
terribly
say.
sorry.
We'll take a second and try to think. She was talking about
Ooh, Battle Axe is on
how she was talking about how useless the purple guy was. She was talking about how she was going to take that battle axe home. I thought, didn't she say she was going to take that?
It's in that wall until another worthy person comes.
And
What did she say? What did she say she was going to take?
She was going to take his body, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
So she's going to take that body. She told me. Do you remember what you're going to say now?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if like she needed any help, like preparing the funeral or anything for Maloon, since he was highly decorated in the gray hands and everything, and any kind of respect that she wanted to show to him. Offering my assistance with that. And if she,
I'm sorry, I spaced out there because I was trying to type. My apologies, Matthew. Please give that to me again. Also, please don't loot the axe over there on the wall. That's kind of a reminder for everybody what's stuck to the wall. You can interact with it and tell me if you wish, though. Go ahead, Matthew. I apologize.
I've already looted it twice.
I basically say that I know Maloon was a high member of the Grey Hands, and if there's any kind of funeral service you plan on doing, please let me know. I'd love to help prepare to honor him in any way possible.
I will ask you of this then. Find who set him up. Find who produced this intelligent devourer. And either let me know, or if you succeed in their punishment, let me know. Past that, Maloon, as all our fighters, will have a private ceremony, and that will be it.
Very well. Thank you.
Anyone else for anything? With her, I mean?
Oh, not with her.
And she departs using some sort of magical levitation on his body. Also, you were talking earlier, but she used mage hand, dancing lights, and some sort of mending cantrap to clean up all the blood.
What did she use to unfeeble mind those two?
Something considerably harder. If you want to roll for Arcana, you could try and make a guess.
Can I help him so he can roll for advantage?
Do you have proficiency on Arcana?
No, but I could lie and say I do.
It was incredibly powerful magic. You're guessing somewhere in the 8th level.
Ooh.
Aloysius and Balazar.
Yes, that's me.
Whenever. Excuse me?
You said Balazar. I said that's me. That's my name.
Okay. Aloysius. Whenever you and Balazar were talking to Bonnie last night, did you figure out what room she stayed in?
Did we?
And you did not follow her upstairs. You only followed the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so no.
No.
Okay.
But I was thinking, what if we just go up and ask Bonnie if she's a doppelganger?
Yeah, I'm asking her what room she's staying in.
Roll a seduction.
She stands back in shock at such a forward question from a customer. She goes, "I just served drinks," and steps back.
And you
That's
haven't
rude,
served.
Titus. Don't
You haven't.
hassle the staff like that.
Listen, Aloysius, she hasn't served me any drinks. I'm in my right mind. Um, I'm only curious because I was wondering if I needed to. You've been acting strange today. Would you like to hire me as like a bodyguard outside of your room? Because you've been acting
She looks down at
very
the floor, shakes her
nervous
head,
and
and walks
anxious.
off. And she's, please, I have customers.
I asked the bartender.
All right.
She is a frail, scared thing. She's been with me for about 3 years now. I do my best to take care of her. And I did see that rather uncouth question. She is not of that type for hire. She just serves drinks, sir.
Well, I'm not looking to overstay my welcome per se. Just to,
He purses
I've
his
noticed that
lips at that.
I've noticed that she has been quite nervous, as if she is in danger, and I would
At
be.
saying danger, Donan laughs and he goes, Truly, do you remember your first night here? And he juts his chin towards the gaping hole to the south. Danger is what this place is known for.
Well, I would be more than happy to offer my services nightly.
Very well. Jump on the
If it-
bucket, go down to the bottom, and get all the heads you want. Make that place safe. Good luck.
Aloysius hears that and says, "Yeah, let's do it."
All right.
The bartender shakes his head at that. He goes, feel free to leave a really big tip here. I'll hold on to your money until you get back. He waggles his eyebrows.
All right. Catch me up. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. She gave a little more information. No, you
Titus is
talked to her.
being a
Like,
creeper, and we're going in the hole.
yeah, apparently.
What? We're going in the hole?
He asks if you've notified your next of kin before you go down there, because I doubt it.
I'm not going down there.
I'm definitely not going down there.
All right.
Yeah, we should probably wait until he wakes up before we go down there, and then he looks at Jensen, who's blacked out in the chair.
Question for the DM. So, first off, did Bonnie straight up answer if she was a doppelganger or not?
You didn't ask her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we ran
Titus
some
walked up and said, "Hey, what room you staying in?" And she's like, "I just served drinks. Get away from me."
All right.
That was really
So,
rude.
because my character has been coming here for like 2.5 years now, and I've known Bonnie and I've known Durnham during that time, I've built some rapport. Would I be able to roll a seduction check on Bonnie with advantage because of that?
What's the question? And did you say roll what? I
If
missed
she's,
part.
if she's
roll
been a
to seduce.
doppelganger this whole time, her behavior has not changed, really.
You want to seduce her?
Yeah. My thing is, if I can do that, that might be able to like get some rapport or to see if she really is a doppelganger or not.
And
all right.
we haven't really interacted with her before, like last night.
Well, I've been coming
Come
here
over
for 2
and have
years.
a conversation with her and try your luck.
But would I be able to roll with advantage on that? Is what I'm asking.
No.
Okay then. If I can't roll with advantage, then I'm not gonna risk trying.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to the bookstore to try to get some intel, or what?
Yeah, we can go to the bookstore trying to get intel on doppelgangers and hopefully get back in time to learn what room she lives in.
All right. You don't just want to go up and ask her?
We're just going to go up to each individual person in here and ask them if they are a creature that is greatly distrusted and hunted.
No, just Bonnie.
Go for it. See what happens.
I don't like the way you said that. Maybe you're the shapeshifter.
Is that what you're doing, Matthew?
He's like, man, I wish.
I say it, but as a joke. Hopefully, Aloysius knows I'm joking.
I mean, Aloysius like genuinely says like, yeah, I really wish I could just like shapeshift at will. I'd be able to get into all kinds of places.
Her eyes get wide as Titus approaches, remembering their last encounter. Okay.
Ooh,
What are you saying?
intimidation.
What are we doing, Titus?
I'm so sorry. I forgot I was muted.
It's all right.
I am approaching her and telling her, and seeing Aloysius behind me, thinking that Balazar is behind me, saying, "Tell us why you're so afraid. Are you a doppelganger?"
Her eyes go very wide at that. And are you coming at her with a persuasion, a intimidation, kindness, persuasion, aggressive intimidation?
It's more so of like a kindness intimidation. Like, I'm standing tall, intimidating, but more so like a defensive intimidation. Like, listen, if you have anything to tell us, you can tell me, kind of intimidation.
She pulls in on herself. She holds her serving tray in front of her, almost as if a shield hiding part of her face. And she says, "Please, sir, no one else knows. We just want to hide. We just want to have our life and have no one bother us."
Who are you speaking of?
Me and my compatriots.
How many of them are there here?
5 others. She looks down.
If you continue to be so kind in offering me information, I might be able to make it to where your presence isn't known anymore. But right now, your presence is known, and there are people who are out to get you. And if all you're trying to do is to live here, maybe I can make that possible for you all.
How can you promise such a thing?
I can't promise anything, but I can say that I will try, as long as you offer up the information. The people who had sent me on this mission to find you, I can, for some reason, they have it in their heads that you all are causing problems. But if you can assure me and give me ample evidence that you all are of no nuisance to the city, then I can relay that back to the people who sent me here.
How could I possibly prove that?
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of people's fear of them, is that there is no way they could ever give that kind of evidence.
So, are you telling me that you and none of your compatriots can prove that all you are just simple people who are just trying to make a life? Like, even if you can give up one of the people who are here with you,
I will not give up my friends. And can you prove, fair adventurer, that as you gain in skill and power in this city, that one day you won't decide the weak are too weak and you will take? Can you prove what your future will be, that you will never become a threat, that you will always be this honorable knight in shining armor?
Alois just chimed
I
in. So
have.
he's like, yeah, none of us can really prove that.
Well, I have gained much power over the last couple of weeks, and I haven't swayed from
What will you
helping.
have me do? What will you compel me to do? What is your intention?
My intentions you are either you telling me a lie and hoping I don't figure out that you're lying, or give me ample information to bring back to the person who sent me here
I have
to.
nothing more to offer than I am here, they are here, we live our life. There is no way else I can prove that. What do you plan to do with that information?
I seeing that she cut me off with that, I will just bow my head and say, I hope that luck is in your favor. And then I'll walk off.
She bows her head. Also, Titus, you hear a scrabbling noise in the woodpile behind you that stack up against the wall to the fireplace. A small raven pokes his head out of the wood, looks around, gives a caw, and flies off.
I will assume. Do I recognize the raven at all?
It's a raven, bird, black, medium size.
I will tell my.
Raven's too big. Let's say crow. Crow's a little smaller. Raven's pretty
Okay.
darn big bird.
I'll tell my party that I'm off to the Emerald Enclave, and if they choose to follow me, then that will be okay. And if they choose to go elsewhere, that will also be okay.
I'm okay
She
following.
bows her head at that, and as you're walking off, she does as well, talking to some of the customers. Is that where we're going, Emerald Enclave, with everybody, or just Titus?
Aloysius is going to want to chat with Bonnie before we leave.
Okay, Aloysius, you're up.
He's going to say, like, hey, sorry about that guy. I'm sympathetic, but it was the Emerald Enclave that put him on this. Like, you.
Her eyes go wide at that.
At least you should probably consider an identity change before something bad happens.
She just looks at you with the word Emerald Enclave, sets her tray down next to Volo, and begins to walk off.
It's like, and wait.
Okay.
If your new identity needs a place to work and coming back here would be too suspicious, we're opening a new inn. And I absolutely promise I will cover for you.
She shakes her head at that and walks over, briefly talks with Dern, and then goes towards the back door.
Maybe we can find a photo of Leaf, what he looked like, and Bonnie can transform into him.
Well, we'll see if someone shows up looking for a job.
All right.
Also, I would have whispered that so that no one else could hear it.
All right, Emerald Enclave?
Yeah.
Emerald Enclave. Huzzah!
Yep.
Oh, I need something for Donovan. Excuse me.
I, now knowing a little bit more about this place, walk in and look to see if there's any animals looking at me.
There are many animals around. You're not entirely sure which one is looking at you. But a cat comes over and begins twining itself through your legs. It sits back and looks at you, and it says, Were you planning on letting them stay?
I um um what what exactly what exactly were they doing that set us on their trail?
They threaten the balance,
The balance of what?
power in the city.
Well, we I thought we stood for balance of nature and city. Aren't changelings or doppelgangers just as much nature as they are anything else?
Power on either side of the scale can unbalance the scale. We must
Do
have
you
balance to avoid war. But
do you
you have done enough. Our spy has overheard what she said. They are being followed and will be dealt with. We thank you for your contribution.
wait, you think a couple of you think a couple of bartenders are going to upset the scale of of power between city and nature when we're stuck out here and the city is overrunning with power?
The cat tilts his head, looking at you. Give me a persuasion.
Ba, ba, ba,
I, I, I
ba.
look at Titus and just give him a look like, I really don't like what this cat is saying.
Not a particularly compelling argument.
So you're perfectly fine with where nature is and in respect to how much power the city holds, even over us out in the wilderness. Like they could deem this plot of land right here for their next project, and we would hold no power over that.
How far would you go to stop a riot, to stop fear, to stop mass death? What would you be willing to do?
If it meant upholding if it meant upholding the balance between nature and uh, civilization and industrialization, I would more than likely stop at nothing, as my my family succumbed to the industrialization and the the and the expansion of the city. If it weren't for that, then people wouldn't have been even close to me.
You speak strongly of industrialization versus nature. That is not all we do. We protect the balance between the weak and the strong, the balance between the rich and the poor. We keep the rich from driving the poor into dust. We keep the poor from wanting to slaughter everyone with a coin more than them. The doppelgangers upset that balance. We cannot have that. We would have preferred they left, but if they don't, we will deal with it. We understand your softer concerns, and we will handle it from here. But thank you greatly for rooting them out. Please come back to us, though, when you've grown a bit. We always have other jobs.
Yeah, I don't I don't say anything. I'll just walk away.
Aloysius would have made a snide comment at that. We protect the poor from the rich by saying the only one protecting us from the rich is ourselves. Whatever we can get our hands on.
I make a grunts and like passive like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that it just said this. Like puffs of air.
I shuffle the boys along. Say, guys, it's not worth it. which is
True neutral could be a tough one.
do what?
True neutral can be a tough one.
Sure.
Love you too.
I feel like my arguments were a little bit better than that, though. But yeah, I shuffled the boys along and said, guys.
I mean, there's a very good
All right.
counter argument to what you're saying. Like you said, what damage can a bartender do? And the counter argument to that is she's a bartender today. She could be a town guard tomorrow. She could be
And if she's a
enemy
town guard
a-
tomorrow, then we deal with her.
So
But then she'll be a bartender the day after that, and you wouldn't even have known.
Yeah. A doppelganger that shows evil is a major threat.
So I end up saying
If she
to
was a bartender
Titus-
for so long that she was able to be found out, though, like, how long was she a bartender? We never
3
really
years.
found that out. 3 years, and
Yeah.
it took her 3 years to be found out by the Emerald Enclave.
So also, as we're walking away and out the gate, I'd say to Titus and Al, like, we might want to pay Bonnie another visit and tell her she needs to, like, really go into hiding because they might be after her now. Because
Well, Aloysius already told her that.
You don't know that, but I will whisper just to Balazar, like I already tipped her off.
Okay.
She hopefully she should know she's being watched, and hopefully she'll be okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the cat just said that
my
they had
character wouldn't have
spies.
known that, but hopefully with my speech, y'all would know that, like, I'm all for the balance of things. I think that I'm at kind of odds with the Emerald Enclave, where I think the city has a little bit too much power with, like, the rich and the investors, kind of, air quotes, and think that the poor and the nature should be able to thrive a little bit more. Like, that's where my character is coming from, and y'all would have got that.
Aloysius'
from,
response to that would be the idea of maintaining any balance of power in this city is hilarious. This is
Well.
a ever churning shit show, and anything can happen at any time. Anyone who claims to be maintaining the balance is up their own ass.
Well, that's why I'm fighting from that side, but I take power into my own hands.
Mhm.
I don't go off of the morals of the city or the nature. I believe that I have my own set of moral compass that,
Right.
like, the city is far too powerful, and the nature right now is far too righteous in letting the city gain power.
All right. Do we want to go back to our tavern now, long rest, and then fast forward to the end of the 10-day that we're hiding the person?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what the next step of the main story is.
It's that the 10-day for hiding the person.
Oh yeah, we're hiding someone.
Yeah. We're on. What time of day is it right now? Is it still?
Let's say it's midday. You spent it's after lunch sometime, and yeah,
Maybe like
Early
1, maybe
people.
2 p.m.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe all that took 4 hours, so like around 2, we go back to the tavern, and it said day 3 now of hiding the person and the 10 days of construction. So like 7.
I think
more-
the construction is 2 days ahead of the hiding person,
Yes.
so it's 5 on the manor.
So like by the time we're done with the hiding the person, the construction will be done as well.
Yeah.
So do we want to
Is
fast forward to the end of that, or do we want to do anything else?
For some shopping, between my standing in the Gray Hands and just general cost, what would it cost to have a bag of holding?
Oh, that's a good one.
We mentioned this. I think it was 1,000 gold.
I actually don't remember, but I would be willing to.
Well, what would be my Gray hands employee discount.
And your thieves. Also, by the way, out of character, whenever you and Matthew were playing that one session by yourselves when you met that dragon, did
Mhm.
your contacts ever get back to you with the little bag of gold that I left for the horses?
I never heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Good, they didn't find it. I hid it too good.
But a bag of holding, let's say 350 gold, because that's a pretty
Oh.
good discount.
Okay.
Um,
How much
If-
discount for
That
plate
is
armor?
that is pretty good.
You already
I'll-
looted some.
I will
Whoa,
wait
hold
till I
on.
have more money.
Matthew, what did you just say?
I already looted it. It's fine.
Okay, I was about to say. And then Aloysius, which out of character, are you keeping that goal away from everybody, or do you want to let everybody know that you're looking for a bag of holding?
Here,
Uh,
can you
that's just
force
something
to
he
the-
personally
our
wants. He probably wouldn't share that.
Okay.
All right, you want to debit yourself because you've got enough.
But then I'd be broke. Oh no, I have two. Yeah, that would take me too close to zero. So I'll just hold. I'll hold off until I get.
Remember that price for me.
All right.
on the way to the tavern, or on the way back to our tavern, I want to see if I can go find a place to sell my chain armor, since I looted some
Okay.
plate from Malone.
All right, you find a good place to sell that, and they are taking almost full price. You get 70 gold for it.
All right, gonna delete it from
Chain shirt or chain mail?
chain mail.
Okay, yeah, 70 gold.
All right, I'm deleting it from my thing. Delete.
And you are now. So you have disadvantage with stealth, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure I remember.
Then.
And now you're all heading back to the tavern.
Yeah, I think we're all going back home.
96 plus 70. That is 766 gold. All right, we get back to the tavern. Do we want to
Emek
do?
is standing outside. He greets you warmly and says, "Welcome back, welcome back. It's looking real good, is it not? Look at the roof. Wonderful new stone, wonderful new wood. All the rot is gone. It is still very messy inside, though, but you are getting very close. Thank you, thank you. I love it. Would you like to buy some extra special discount spirits that I've gotten from somewhere?
What kind of spirits?
I
Nice step
don't
forward.
know. I was unwilling to open the labels. Some of them looked damaged. I'm sure you can just take a quill and write anything on them. He holds up just a handful of mishmash bottles.
So what exactly are spirits then? Because I thought I might be thinking of something else.
Liquor, alcohol,
Oh,
spirits.
okay. Oh,
Is another way to refer to alcohol.
okay.
The distillation of spirits is the process.
All right, I'm good. I'm gonna head inside.
Very well, very well. Carry on, carry on.
Also, while we talked to the people doing the construction on everything, if they could change this so there's a way up to the second floor through the inside.
So that your customers would be able to have access to your upper area easily.
So we probably would put like a door on there and lock the door, because right now it's on the outside.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. All right.
So like, even if it's just like one of those little stair buttons you make so we can go up that way, because right now we'd have to go all the way outside and around to go up.
How about that? Let's just say you add a small ladder and a trapdoor up against the wall with a cover that goes over the ladder so you can't easily see it during the day.
Okay. Because right now I feel like it's not very tactical.
Yeah, that's a
like,
bad design.
Because now
Yeah.
anyone, while we're
It's a very
working,
common
it's-
design, though, of the era. But I added the ladder. You might have to refresh the page for it to show up, but it is right there
All right.
where you just asked.
Okay. Because right now, like, if we're working inside, we have no way of knowing that someone is going up into our home.
Yep, very true, too. But anything else? I know you got to go at 9, so I want to make sure I get through anything you desire.
Hey, Andrew, did you ever get the chance to look at the weapon that I sent you?
Yep. Have you had a chance to recall and remember looking at that sheaf of leather you got?
The sheath of leather? No,
A
I don't
square
remember
piece of
getting that.
leather with whole. You got it at the manor. The guy, crazy dude, really scared of things, flying snakes. It was on his work table,
Oh yeah.
covered in random different magical experiments. A coil of wire that looked like something that was anti-divination, and a piece of leather that Aloysius picked up, and it made him say something true and embarrassing.
Back at the
Oh,
place where Nymph was hiding out originally.
yeah. I remember him doing that. Did I take that? Or I
You
took
most
that back.
certainly you took it from Aloysius, and you did not react to it the way he did.
Um,
And then you forgot to ask anything more about it, which I certainly understand.
okay. 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 I don't know. I don't know how to react right now. Okay. Jensen with Jensen not being here, I'm sorry. I haven't been listening for the last like 3 minutes. I was telling my daughter good night.
No problem.
We're at the tavern, right? And everybody's just kind of been doing their thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. I don't know where. Oh, there I am. Give me 1 second. I. Can I inspect the leather?
Of course.
What would you like?
Arcana or history.
Arcana?
Both will give you different things.
Okay, I'll make both of them and.
Righto.
Um,
It's been heavily worked with magic. You can smell several very rare incense and oils that have been worked into the surface. There is some form of silver-based paint that has been used to make some of the runes. Others are carved into it. And all throughout it, there seems to be slits within it that somehow sort of resemble a mouth.
Does it look like a material that I could wrap my battle axe with?
It looks to be a sheet of leather that is about 4 inches by about 19 inches with holes spaced evenly down the two longer edges, as if it could be wrapped around a cylinder and then sewn shut.
Okay. Do I know of anywhere in town that would be able to fit this around my axe?
You feel moderately confident that you would be able to do such a thing, although it would take a considerable amount of time and paying attention to do it right.
Okay. And we're long resting tonight, so
Yeah.
would I be able to spend
Yes. There's enough
and
time in the night to long rest and get through that.
okay, I was about to say like even if you wanted to penalize like me not getting a long rest, I would be okay with that.
Well, a long rest is 8 hours. The thing you need is just a few hours or an hour or so.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay. And then and has everyone finished what they wanted to do in the night?
Yeah. I'm just go ahead and take my long rest. we taking our long rest now, or are we doing something else first?
I'm happy with either.
Aloysius, was there anything you wanted to do tonight?
No.
After the long rest is over, I will approach Balazar and Aloysius both and ask them if there's anything in particular that they've had their eye on, in terms of like equipment or maybe like a weapon or anything like that.
I am in my room polishing my sword, so if y'all... Are you coming to me, or do I...
Yes, I would come to you, which we're like right across the hall, so I would come to you first.
All right.
And I would ask you if there's anything that like you had your eye on or anything like what I described a second ago.
Ugh. Oh, there's a couple things I have my eye on. Most notable of all, I'm wanting the lightning tongue blades from... They're a more rare version of the flaming tongue sword. They turn...
All right, and
It turns any weapon you own into one, and I'm wanting to do that for my weapon.
do you know the cost of that?
Ugh, not particularly. I think it'd be somewhere around 8, 9, maybe 1,000 gold each.
Out of game. I thought we talked about this, Matthew, and I thought
Yeah,
I
I
gave
thought
you a
so.
price, but no.
I think you did. I don't remember.
I'll have to go back. Let me find that because
Yeah, I also did a update on the abilities.
you
and
okay. We
everything.
talked about a ring versus a cloak.
Yeah, we talked about that, but I was gonna get to that after this. But I was gonna do the swords first. But we talked about that like when we
Gotcha.
first
Okay.
started playing. But I also...
That's the last message. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, I also
And
updated the abilities of the sword so it does something different, and I was waiting for your feedback
Okay.
on that to
Oh,
get
I'm
a
sorry.
new price. Get a new price. Basically, instead
Is
of
that the one you sent?
Yeah, basically instead of being able to yeah, it's the last photo that I sent you.
Gotcha. That's
Instead of being able to do a lightning bolt like the spell, it just has an ability for a 5-foot radius for a deck save, and if the character fails, then they're blinded for 1 round. I added that in to counteract the ability because the flaming tongue sword shines light in a 80-foot radius, so lightning wouldn't really be able to do that. So I wanted something to like balance that out.
I like that. Could we do the blind only and not the? Oh wait, sorry. I was in okay. No. That makes good sense. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah. And then I turned the lightning bolt version 1 into a dagger, so when you use the throw property on this dagger, it turns the dagger into a bolt of lightning. And then
All right. As long as you don't have a way to easily get it back. Yeah.
Yeah, and because you threw it, you can't easily get it back.
All right. We need to get a price for that.
Yeah. So
Anybody else need anything while we're here? Go ahead, Matthew. I'm so sorry.
And then the other thing I'm wanting is the Ring of Protection. This ring would give my battle prowess a lot more stability. And I think I talked to Force Gray about it, and they said it'd be about 2,500 gold, Titus.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed the session tonight, and we didn't spend too much time on the meta-ness of those side quests. I'm actually
no.
mildly surprised that.
Oh, we definitely didn't.
I had
Hell, I
lots of
think,
fun. Yeah.
Good,
yeah, I
good,
feel
good.
like we
Okay.
only spent like 20 minutes of like meta conversations.
Good hard fight.
Okay,
Attempting to metagame a situation.
And was it a
yeah,
good
that was all
hard fight?
Balazar.
Were you surprised by that?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I was
I thought it was an
surprised
easy
by-
fight.
It was a fun,
I bet
easy
you
fight.
did.
And
Having
I
a
dropped the
0
thing in one hit. It was fine.
I was stunned from round one.
And then I get a grapple in, and then I go down. I like that.
Okay,
Having like the 0 intelligence.
Yeah.
I was genuinely okay. Just outside of game, since it's all over and dealt with, I was mildly surprised that no more of you went with any more physical, medical, or other investigations of his person, because Matthew did it once, and I tried to drop a clue.
Uh-oh.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I was so like stunned from, oh hey, I'm carrying this guy. Oh, he's falling. Let me break his fall, and then I'm out, and then I wake up and I I learn a little bit of like what has happened.
Yeah, but also, so part of the reason I'm wanting that ring, Titus, or I guess this would be Hunter at this point, is right now I have an AC of 21. I was able to take plate armor from Malone,
stupid.
which gives me an 18, and then I have a feature which gives me 19, and then I have a shield which gives me 21. So if I get the ring, that'll bump my AC to 22. So then I can also add shield to that, which would increase that to 28 or 27.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Oh boy.
Thank you for telling me that, because you're going to be the party tank now instead of me raging and taking half damage. You're going to be the tank now. I'm going to be roll initiative.
I mean, you're still a better tank because of that physical resistance.
Yeah, but it's only physical resistance. We're level 4 now, so we're going to be like, I took 16 damage from the Mind Flayer stunning blast or whatever.
Well, remember, this
'cause
will only affect physical attacks. So
no, it doesn't. Your AC is for everything, and then you
not
have to
for,
roll
like,
to.
not for like ability checks, for like certain spells that are like a DC intelligence save.
Yeah, AC means nothing against a spell that requires you to roll a save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but with the AC, you can tank more from magical weapons.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
not
true.
spells. We're fair on that, but for
like,
magical weapons and shit like that.
I'm definitely trying to make
I'm
my
just
character
letting you
a
know.
hands-on fighter.
Thank you.
Like a close
thank you
combat
for
fighter.
telling me that, so I can metagame and move behind you, which
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna do because I'll rage and move in front of you. But anyways, okay. Before the session ends, what was the next item you wanted to get? The value of it. I don't need to know what it does.
Lightning sword.
The lightning swords and the ring of protection. And then if I have unlimited gold, I'll take the cloak of protection.
Yeah, what was
just
the
out of
value?
Curiosity, what would a wand of the war mage cost? Just the plus.
And while Andrew's looking that up, Matthew, what is the value of the next object that you want?
The next object I would want would be the swords, and I have to wait on Andrew to give me the estimate on that.
Okay, add 100 gold, because I'm giving you 100 gold.
I'm pretty sure I have more gold than you, but thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then after Aloysius gets this answer, I'm gonna ask him the same question.
So, like, you want me to add 100 gold to my character right now?
Yes, I've already subtracted it for mine.
All right. I'm now at 800.
Because I came to your room. Yeah, I came to your room. I'm like, hey, what's been catching your eye? And then you tell me that, and I'm like, okay, well, and I toss a pouch that has 100 gold in it towards you, and like, here, throw that towards whatever you want.
I just gotta decide on if I want the 2 short swords for the lightning sword or if I want 1 long sword.
Well, you can't have 2 with a shield, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It costs an action to like equip a different weapon into your offhand. So if you're going for the fighter with like a super high AC,
there's
I
two
would
different
say
fighting styles that I can emulate because I'm a fighter. Fighting style 1 is defense, which is what I have equipped right now, and I just changed it when we got to level 4.
1200 for a +1 war mage.
Okay. So
does that just add like a +1 to the spell save DC?
Yep.
All right.
So
Go ahead, Matthew.
19,000 for a +3.
Holy
Wait, what
smokes!
was the +1?
1200.
Oh.
And then 1900 for the +3.
No, 19,000.
Oh,
all right.
never mind.
Yeah.
It's geometrically going up.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be able to afford that easily once we find the horde.
So the thing I'm needing to find out is which sword I want it to be. If I either want 2 short swords that are the lightning sword or 1 long sword, because with being a fighter, I can have 2 different fighting styles that I would like to have, which is either the defense, which gives me the +1 to my AC. But if I have the defense, so I would want to have a shield on top of that. So in order to have a shield, it's one hand, so I would only have one other sword in the other, which would probably be a long sword. Even if I did a long sword in one hand and a short sword in the other, I couldn't use the short sword as that bonus action because you can only do that if you're using a finesse weapon, so either a dagger or a short sword as your primary action.
Or a rapier.
Which then goes into the other feature other than defense, which is 2-weapon fighting, which allows me to add like the same bonus, like plus to the damage roll for my primary attack. I can add that same to my bonus action attack if I use a finesse weapon.
Yeah.
So like that's how before I was always going like short sword 1, short sword 2.
Yeah.
So like
to metagame and min max, have you multi-classed into the wizard?
I have martial adept eldritch knight, which allows me to have magic as a fighter.
So if I was you,
I actually just had a thought. If I were to multi-class into a wizard, I could then. No, I can't because I already took it because you can't go back. Never mind.
Well, if you multi-class into the wizard, you would be able to learn a couple new cantrips and a couple spells if the Eldritch Knight gives you spell slots. And I think
you need an
any
intelligence
multi-class
of 13 to multi-class into wizard.
Yeah, and I have an 11 right now.
Right.
Gotcha. Never mind then.
Yeah.
But if you were trying to min max, next level you're gonna get extra attack, and as you level up, you're gonna get extra spells to use with your Eldritch Knight. I would use the defense martial adept style to keep a shield and then use a long sword or a short sword or whatever you have.
So like right now I just like when we got to level 4, I switched from 2-weapon fighting to defense because I wanted to try it out. So I haven't gotten into a fight yet with this new fighting style. So we're gonna see how it plays out. But so
Yeah.
far, I like it because it makes my AC it makes me almost unhittable for physical
Yeah,
attacks.
you're
Challenge
going to be
accepted.
unhittable for a while.
Yeah, don't say
you're,
that.
you're going to be unhittable for a while.
That's why I said almost. All right, don't that's not a
and-
challenge. Like once
Yeah,
I got that
Everything's a challenge.
20
Yeah. It is a challenge.
once
With
that
your level
person,
ups, I don't know what like the spell book is for an Eldritch Knight, but just focus on ones that you can use with your bonus action, and
yeah,
then it'll continue to go up, and
yeah, that's the
you
thing
be
with
able to be like a Gish pretty much.
that's the thing with Eldritch Knight. It only allows you to know
Like two,
hold up
like
1 second.
one, like half a spell per your fighter level or something like that.
No, so it only allows you to know spells from 2 schools of magic in the wizard's spell list, which is Abrogation and Evocation. There is exceptions, so on level 7, 10, 14, and 18, you get to learn a spell from any school of magic, but only on those levels. So I can only know from most of my spells are only either evocation or
Abjuration.
Yeah, adjuration or evocation. So like I'm trying to focus
Adjuration.
So I'm trying to focus on spells that are supporting spells, so things like shield or instant damage like magic missile. And like other spells like rally or not rally, what is it called? I can't remember. But like spells that'll support my close combat fighting style.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Aloysius, Titus comes up to you, walking downstairs after a long rest, and would you say that, Aloysius, would you say that I meet you down at the bar, like the bar where our tavern is, or do you think you came down to me? Like, who do you think
would always be hanging around the bar trying to convince Leaf to possess him?
Interesting.
All right. Well, I come down to Aloysius and I say, "Hey, Aloysius, I was just wondering, what is there any like equipment that you've had your eye on that you would think that would help you or help all of our friends out in battle or adventuring?"
And I'll say like, yeah, I'm a wizard. There's all kinds of equipment. Like there's like a wand of the war mage that'll like increase my damage and ability to hit things. And then there's like every single spell that I could possibly learn. Those all cost money.
All right. Well,
really expensive.
Yeah, I interrupt you like right before you finish. I'm like, okay, well, if you could have one thing right now, like what would the value of it be? Like if you could have one item right now and it would deplete your gold to 0, and like whatever gold was left over, you would have to pay back. Like, what's the cheapest item you would want?
Probably the bag of holding.
Oh, the bag of holding. Have you looked into like how much that is?
It's 350 gold.
All right, I will give just to keep the like to pay it forward. I will give you 150 gold to go towards the bag of holding for you.
And he'll say, "Thanks, man."
And I subtracted that from my sheet. You're welcome.
Titus, you are a kind soul.
I am.
So you're giving me 150. So
Yeah, and I subtracted 150, and I'll say, yeah, I'm paying it back. I'm paying it forward to you, and kind of in uh, like remembrance of my ancestors. So whenever you use this item, just kind of keep them in your mind.
Oh, also,
he says no
while
problem, and then runs out to buy one. I've modified my gold, so
I weapon bond a dagger, so now I have a dagger and Stormfang weapon bonded.
Okay.
So what that means is, as a bonus action, I can teleport it from wherever in the world it may be directly to my hand.
All right.
Your main hand or your offhand?
Whatever hand I have it weapon bonded to. So Stormfang is weapon bonded to my. Actually, yeah. So Stormfang's weapon bonded to my right hand. My dagger's weapon bonded to my left hand.
And does that mean that you would drop your main hand weapon or you would drop your shield?
So, in the instance, so like, take the, for instance, how I dropped when I was fighting and grappled Malone. I dropped my sword and grappled him and was like had him in a hold on the ground. Theoretically, I could then use my bonus action to summon my dagger and then use that dagger to stab him as an action.
Well, I feel like Andrew could be like, yeah, this dagger is super far away right now, so it'll take until next round to get to you.
No, it
Kind
like
of like
it instantly
Thor.
gets teleported to you. Like I just sent it in the chat if you want to read it. Weapon bond. It's one of the features of being an Eldritch Knight.
Okay, you got lucky.
You summon it to your hand as a bonus action. And then I also sent in Discord like what spells I plan to get at what level, and then also what features I plan to get at.
I don't want to metagame that hard.
Yeah, at every time I get an ability score improvement, whether it's going to be a feature or a score that I plan on take.
Yeah, we leveled up the session before last, and I still haven't been able to use my feet. I'm upset.
Yeah, but all right. Is there anything else before we finish for today that we were wanting to?
Did you guys
Not
watch
that.
any of those videos I posted?
I have not.
I watched the one on Foundry. I haven't watched the second one that you posted.
All right.
I'm looking in the wrong
gotta-
spot. Apparently, it must be in the other chat.
And honestly, with how busy I'm gonna be with school, I probably won't get to it until Christmas. But
Well,
I'll try.
you could always watch it while driving or walking to your class, but it's whatever.
Watching a video while driving? What?
Listening to a video while driving.
Yeah. I'm doing bad here, David. Where did you post this?
I think you posted it to the Google chat.
Yeah, in the Google chat.
Is it
To
before or
the-
after the
in-
colored dice?
In
No,
their
to the-
Google chat, not.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
to
It's
the-
I'm like, I don't see it.
The
I feel
D&D
bad.
players. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're planning something against me. Ooh, that's even more
So-
exciting. I do encourage that, by the way. I want to be surprised. If you guys want to plan with me not knowing what's coming, I wholeheartedly encourage it.
Oh,
I think
It's the
it's
same
more
talking about
thing
the
that you do
where
against
new
us.
Hunter's
chat that I made?
discussing like his thing.
are you talking about the new group chat I made?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so the players
Um,
can formulate strategies and surprise the DM.
Yeah. everyone come everyone goes to the boss fight and they're like, "Oh, hey Andrew, we all have a plan."
I love it.
And
But one of the things that I was able to
My tactic
PG.
is I'll have the plan in my head, and I'll, over a period of time, just ask little questions about the individual pieces of the plan and get the DM to agree to those individual pieces, and then say, okay, here's what you just agreed to.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I'm willing though.
there is for me the
Well, good thing for you, Andrew. You have asked like the players' input on like super complicated rulings. So we have gaslit you into thinking that the roles should be a certain way in our favor.
Right. But on that, I am worried that we're holding Matthew a little long. It is
Yeah.
9:16.
yeah, just real quick, the one of the things I was able to map out for my character is once we get to 20th level, my like biggest attack that I would do. And now I'm going to have to redo that if I'm going to be doing the defense one, because originally it was like lightning lure, rally, and then action surge for shocking grasp, and then teleport, because I'll get to teleport at like level 15 or so.
Oh, that's it?
I'll get to teleport whenever I use an action surge, and I can teleport before or after the action for action surge.
All right. Well, that'll work out good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already sent it to Andrew, but I think like during the next campaign, whenever we level past level 5, I think at level, I think it's level 9, or maybe level 7, I can start handing out runes because I'm gonna start multi-classing into the Rune Knight Fighter, and so I'll have Action Surge too, but I'll be able to hand out runes to people to where like their spell save DC is +1, or their AC is +1 or 2. I don't remember what it is exactly. Or on like weapon attacks, you deal like an extra 1d4 fire damage and stuff like that. But Matthew, if you need to go, that's fine. Andrew, I did want to ask if you could stay a couple
All right.
minutes longer, though.
Sure, but I'm going to need a quick AFK then.
That
Thanks
is
for
perfectly
joining us,
fine.
Dave,
Yeah,
and good session tonight.
I'll take
I'll be
care.
right
I'm
back
gonna
then.
enjoy
Later,
the next time
Matthew.
we get into combat, so I can use my 21 AC. Well, technically my 27 AC.
Yeah, that's
No.
fine. The next time we get into combat, I'll use my
26
plus
AC.
10 to damage.
Yeah. The thing that sent me over the edge of like deciding to use the defense was back in the villa that we were just in. Someone hit me on a 25 AC, and I'm like, okay, we're up in this.
Yeah. During Baldur's Gate 3 on all of my playthroughs, I've played like so many different builds, but on all of like the martial characters that use like weapons, like Great Weapon Master, where you get like a -5 to your hit AC, but if you hit, you get a +10 to damage. Like that's always a plus. And on the barbarian that I'm playing, I can reckless attack and roll with advantage, even if I'm not, like flanking or the enemy's prone or whatever. And so it's a +10 to damage if I hit. Like so, even if I roll a 1, 11 damage is right there. And I think on a great axe it's a 1d12, and then you add your proficiency bonus. But
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we can talk about it another time.
Y'all take care.
Yep, you too.
All right.
Bye.